Hey everyone,
Hey.
welcome to Rooster Teeth podcast.
It's podcast.
This week with energy.
Hey,
Everyone's kind of tired this week.
I caught a fish.
I slept for about 40 minutes last night. I just had one of
Why?
those. I haven't had it since I was about 16 and I was scared of school and exams and stuff.
You were scared of school
scared
today?
of school?
Yeah, I used to get nervous about going to school.
Why?
That school's scary.
Is it?
wasn't it? Anyway, well, I went to sleep about midnight and.
Guess
I
you
think
love
I-
school,
I
didn't
think I
you?
fell asleep at 6 a.m.
Wow.
That sucked.
Yeah.
So
What'd
wait-
you do? Did you just lay down?
Like
in your bed in
you
the
go through
dark?
phases. Like it gets to about 3 a.m. and you're like, I'm gonna be so tired tomorrow. I've got so much to do. And then you kind of come to terms with it. And it's like, tomorrow's ruined. And then you get
Do
annoyed
that
again.
thing where you look at the time and you're like, well, if I go to sleep now, I'll get this many hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And then like it just keeps stressing you out and you like never fall asleep.
Yeah.
Well, what
And-
you should do is, if you have that problem, just get up, jack off, and then go back to sleep.
Does that work?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but then you got to sleep with residue.
That's a morning problem.
As a morning Gav.
That's
problem.
the future.
Oh, plus also you clean yourself. You're not fucking jizzing in your underwear and just leaving it there and sleeping overnight.
Yeah, but there's seepage, isn't there?
God. Wow. This podcast took a vicious turn.
It's a pretty quick time to dick.
I'm gonna go
that
back
was
to
all you,
Animal
though.
Crossing.
Yeah, that was me.
That was all you. I'm not taking
No,
the
I
blame
mean,
for that one.
it's I was able to sleep okay last night, but it's been a rough couple of days because I realized over the weekend that move-in for RTX is just like 2 weeks away. for us.
What is that when
It's
they
like
get
2
all the
weeks from
stuff in?
tomorrow.
Yeah,
right?
it's like when we start moving stuff in.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm like,
That came around really quick.
I know, that's
because
what
the
I
other
said.
Day, like 4 days ago, it was like 6 months away.
I know. And then now it's like fucking right around the corner.
So you end up spending like 3 weeks at the convention center yourself, right?
Gonna something like that.
For a 3-day event.
Yeah, like people are coming in from out of town and they'll like email me or text me and they'll be like, hey, I want to hang out. Well, I get there 2 days before the event. I'm like,
Yeah.
no,
Look,
Yeah.
sorry, I am at the convention center.
are you going to try to watch fireworks on the 4th?
Yeah, I'll try. We'll see. I'll probably
From
be
the
in the
window.
convention center.
Well, I mean, they're in like Town Lake. It's like right there, right?
Yeah, but I'll probably be in the convention
I
center.
guess so.
I'm excited. I get to meet my cousin, who is a member of the site, who I didn't know I was related to.
You have an American cousin?
Yeah? I think second or third cousin. His name's Internet Dave on the website. I get to meet him.
Oh, you guys
Internet
are related?
Dave?
Yeah.
I know Internet Dave.
Yeah. You
do?
That's your cousin?
He's related to me.
How are you guys related?
It was weird because my dad was telling his relatives about the slow-mo guys when I first started it. And one of his cousin told her son or something. I can't remember the exact story, but it turns out he knew exactly who I was and he's a member of the site.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's really
Where's he
weird.
from? Is he traveling or is he from like Central Texas?
He's not from Texas. He's from somewhere else.
Okay, you don't have to say.
It's a family reunion.
Somewhere.
He's from the internet.
One of the
Yeah.
other 54, I almost said 59 states. 50
Yeah,
states.
you want this?
I do.
Gus, I missed you. I've been gone. I was gone all last week.
Yeah,
From Monday through Friday.
you were at
It's
E3.
good to be back. I went to E3 and then went to Vegas on a little mini vacation.
Nice, I saw some of the pictures.
Yeah, it was fun. The
What a-
E3 was awesome.
Yeah, I really wanted to go this year, but I just didn't have time to make it out
was,
there.
This year in particular was it was pretty awesome. Like, I mean, anytime you have a new launch console, it's just gonna be nuts, right? So
Yeah, I felt like the past couple of E3s have been really lame and shitty. Like, I think E3 kind of bottomed out the year Nintendo announced Wii Music.
oh god,
Oh,
the
I remember
drummer,
And then, like the
Yeah.
drum
crazy
thing
drummer
on
guy.
stage, and I was like, why do I bother watching E3? I remember that year in particular, I was like, everything is so terrible this year.
Well, wasn't last year the Wii Vitality sensor, like little
No,
thing?
that was
you-
like 2 years ago.
Was that 2 years
I think that was
ago?
the same one as the Wii Music.
They kind of just blend all together.
The Vitality sensor never came out, did it?
I don't think it did.
No, I don't think so.
Man, but yeah, this year was nuts. I will say it started off on a rough issue where I was talking to a woman about trying to get an extra badge for us, and like we went to the counter or whatever. Like I was like, media, there's only a few of us here, and I was like, we've got a pretty big site. We've got 5 million followers on YouTube. We've got about 1.5 million on our site registered locally, and she's like, okay, cool. She's like, we'll take a look at like your Alexa number or whatever. And then she's like, well, I have to come over. My manager has to approve getting an extra badge for you. Her manager walks over. I'm like, oh yeah, so here's our YouTube page. That's 5 million subscribers. She goes, oh, internet doesn't count. I was like in my head, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? The internet doesn't count. Like, where do you think all of this stuff goes? Like,
Yeah.
it just drove me a little
So
fucking
what-
crazy.
What's it going to be? Magazines?
Yeah.
I guess so, like magazines and
Newspapers?
Are there still magazines?
Yeah, I think.
No, I'm
so.
like seriously.
I think. Well, is EGM still
XM.
around? I know EGM went
No,
under
didn't
and they came
OXM
back.
folded?
Oh, it did?
Yeah, OXM went away like almost a year ago, I think.
But it was like the most
Nintendo
frustrating thing. I was
Power,
like, are you
that
kidding
No,
me?
they're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, EGM's gone. GamePro's gone.
I thought you were joking.
No.
But
I'm pretty sure they folded.
anyway, so hopefully
What-
next year it'll be
you
a little
can fold
easier.
magazines, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hey.
That's really shitty.
Yeah, it was a pain in the ass. It was like, really? Like, it doesn't matter? Like, okay, fine. And then meanwhile, the whole thing was streamed online the entire time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like where do people?
Seems really hypocritical.
Like by the time E3 news hits a magazine, it's months old.
Yeah. But it was just, it's like one of those things like wow. Like of all places to say the internet doesn't matter, like E3 is like, okay.
Call her out. What's her name? Call her out.
I didn't get her name, but well, ultimately we got it all sorted out. But still, it was just like, it was way too much of a pain in the ass for what it was.
When Microsoft announced that their Xbox has to be connected to the internet every 24 hours, we should always be like, nah, it doesn't count.
It doesn't matter. Not a big deal.
You just let your Xbox read a magazine. It gets all the information it needs.
Well, that's why it's got all the TV stuff, you know, so it connects to the TV.
What it
And there
does
you
is, instead of sending the data down of what your opponents are doing, they print it in a magazine and then they send it to you.
It's like
and then
play by mail.
And then
They
you
mail it
show
to
it
you.
to your Xbox, and your Xbox is like, oh.
They send you punch cards. You just like feed it in.
What you don't know, the Xbox One is actually a fax machine, and then it's
Yeah.
fax it over to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was awesome. It was always like saw tons of people there. Like Ray and I got recognized a whole lot. Like surprisingly, we took a lot of photos there.
That's cool.
Which was kind of cool, but it was good times. Lots of cool games.
It's because you're from that famous magazine.
What's your favorite thing that you saw then, since you were
that I
actually there?
personally, as dorky.
There's you
it
on
is-
TV.
Oh, there we go. So we did a little recap thing.
You look really sad. Why are you so sad?
That's actually the World of Tanks guy. So World of Tanks is coming to Xbox 360.
Yeah, I'm actually, we didn't talk about that last week, but I think that was one of the biggest surprise announcements that I'm actually pretty excited for.
Yeah, it's
because I
free-
played
free to
quite a
play.
bit of World of Tanks on my laptop.
Yeah.
And I
Who's
just quit
filming
playing
this?
it because I have to reboot to my PC side
Yeah.
of my laptop and I get lazy. But now if I just play on my Xbox, fuck,
Yeah, it was
I'll
awesome.
play a shot of that.
Katie was filming it. She was very kind and came out and filmed it for us. She's
And
offsite. Hello.
I look forward to all the new players on the Xbox 360 you haven't played before. I know all those fucking maps. I know all those tanks. If you can unify your account, if you can log in with the same credentials, I've got a bunch of tanks unlocked already.
Nice.
Wow.
Well, okay, so probably my favorite thing that I played, like the thing about us is we're so busy trying to get around to as much stuff as possible that if it isn't an open machine that I can just jump in front of and start playing, I probably won't play it. So I didn't get to play a lot of games, but one of the ones I was very excited by was Dynasty Warriors 8. I love Dynasty Warriors. Such a terrible game, but I love it so much.
What?
Do you think there's another person at all E3 who, when you ask them, what's your favorite thing you saw? Oh, dude, Dynasty Warriors.
No,
8.
you said that I
A
played.
game that was so big, nobody fucking announced it at a presser. I'm not talking bad about the Dynasty
no,
Warriors series. I'm just saying there are so many giant games announced there. Dynasty Warriors.
You said
8
that I played.
That you saw.
No, you said
You
said
said
played.
that you played. I said that you saw.
Oh, that I saw. Then it'll be Assassin's Creed 4 probably.
Oh.
Dude, I got to see like a behind the scenes demo thing of Assassin's Creed 4. That game looks fucking cool.
That demo they did during the Ubisoft presser was pretty fucking impressive. Like
Yeah.
going from like the stealth stuff to the fighting, and then there's like instantly jumping onto the ship,
Yeah.
and then like go.
Yeah, they showed a thing where it was like they weren't showing actual like story missions, but they were showing like sort of side quest type stuff. And they had a thing where you had to go assassinate two guys, and he assassinated one. The other one got into a ship, and then took off. You got into your ship, had like a sea battle with him, captured his ship, and then you could either like claim it to your fleet or like dismantle it and repair yours. Then he found like a treasure map, and then went to this island and found the treasure. All this stuff, no cutscenes. It was all one fluid thing. And it was just like, and the cool thing is too, he had like an iPad that had like a little map and stuff. And it's the first time ever I've seen like the other sort of screen take real advantage of it.
it seems.
That's the one place that makes sense, because I
Yeah.
hate having to press the back button
Yeah.
in games where it doesn't pause the action
Yeah.
and
Dude,
have to figure my stuff
State
out.
of Decay.
Exactly.
Constantly.
Exactly.
Constantly fucking happening to me in State of Decay. I'm like, oh, I'm fine. I'll just park right here. I'm gonna look at my next mission.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I'm dying.
You'll be in a car and you'll pull ahead from some zombies and figure out the map, and all of a sudden the zombies are like, oh, Jesus Christ. That game, I just started playing it because we talked about it on the patch. That game is fun as knobs, but it's pretty scary.
It's scary. Yeah, we're gonna come back to that in just a second. I want to finish some more E3 stuff. But remind me, I want to talk about State of Decay because I've been playing that a lot.
Yeah.
So it seems like another thing this year that was big at E3 was tablet integration.
Yeah,
seems
yeah,
like
a lot of
almost
smart
every
glass.
game was like
Yeah.
had asynchronous gameplay where people were doing something on a tablet, or where there's secondary information like maps
Yeah.
or statistics
yeah, like
appearing
in
on
the
a tablet.
division.
Yeah, dude, that
Yeah.
division teaser was fucking cool.
That
Yeah,
was,
it was.
probably my favorite thing that was new and unexpected.
Yeah.
Like
Ubisoft 2 years in a row has really shocked people. I
yeah,
think.
last
came
year
out
they
with
had
Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
You know the best use for a tablet that I can think of would be the power select wheel in Mass Effect. If you could just have that on a
Oh, just
tablet
like-
and instantly, because you always assign stuff, so you
Yeah.
do left D-pad and right D-pad for your teammates and then bumpers for you. It would be so much easier if the tablet was just like, pew, pew.
Yeah. At least when you pull that up, it pauses the action.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just I never go to it because I only ever use the assigned ones. Or
Yeah.
do you actually pull out the wheel every so often?
Never,
Yeah.
never.
But yeah, that was by far the first time I've ever seen that kind of stuff used in a way that I'm like, okay, that makes sense, and I would do that. You know?
I'm curious to see how it all ties together. Like,
Yeah.
if you buy the Division, for example, I mean, obviously, they didn't have hands-on with that, right? It was just
Yeah.
the video. Like, if you buy that game and you can play it on your console, how do you play it on your iPad? Like, how do you verify that you have the game?
Yeah. Well, I think
Like, do you have to have it running and then you can like pick
Well,
this
I'm sure.
up?
I'm sure it's like linked to an account somehow.
Yeah,
And then there's got to be some sort of. I mean, I have no idea, but
Or it
I'm
could be like
assuming
the
it's some
disk
sort of-
authentication thing.
Yeah.
Whenever you use an app on the Smart Glass app on an iPhone or anything, it always relates to what you're doing on the Xbox.
Yeah. So I guess you have to run the game.
But
But
they- I mean,
what
they
if
were-
you don't want to turn your Xbox on? Like, what if you're like laying down in bed and you can't sleep? You're like, I want to play some Division.
Well, because they showed that like the guy was controlling little drone thing
Right,
with the
yeah.
iPad or with his
Tablet.
tablet, whatever. And so yeah, that kind of stuff. I love that idea. I love seeing that sort of future of technology. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
No, that was definitely really a highlight of E3, I thought.
So did you hear the dirty rumor that's floating around now? Visceral, the guys who did Dead Space. So EA now has all the Star Wars licenses, and Visceral has come out and said they're not working on another Dead Space right now. Like it's just kind of on hold for now. There's rumor floating that they're working on 1313, the new Bounty Hunter game.
yeah, I've heard that.
That would be cool as shit. So I would love to see that game end up in Visceral's hands.
They announced Battlefront 3.
Yeah.
Well, it's Battlefront. It's called Battlefront.
Oh, Battlefront
I
at
was really
E3.
surprised by that and excited. I really like that game.
Are there any other Star Wars games that got announced, or was it just Battlefront? It was-
It's just Battlefront.
Yeah, probably. I mean, all of LucasArts is like
yeah.
I mean, I'll admit during the Microsoft press conference, when they showed off the new Halo game, like it was just like him walking through the desert with the robes on. I thought that was Battlefront at first. I thought it was a new Star Wars game because it looked very old, like old Ben Kenobi style,
Oh,
with
right.
the robes.
Why was he
So-
wearing that robe?
I thought the same thing. Then someone said, you wear the robe because if you don't wear a robe, armor gets fucking hot under direct sunlight.
Oh, okay. That's the most sensible explanation.
So he has a
I've heard.
massively high-tech gel layer that can protect him from re-entering a planet without a ship, but it gets hot under the sun.
Yeah, but
Bollocks.
there's
Well,
no
imagine
fan in
imagine
there.
how much more effective it would be re-entering the atmosphere with a robe.
Yeah, he'd re-enter with the robe if it wouldn't burn up.
Yeah.
Let's say you got the whole atmosphere thing.
He catches fire and then he just flips it around and uses a parachute.
Yeah.
Well, people are saying that it was because he's trying to hide, like he's going incognito.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
So like he's.
But he could just take off the armor.
Well,
I don't think
I
so.
don't know. Yeah, don't like Spartans have like stuff?
Yeah, I think the
embedded into
Spartan
them?
4s, like that was the revolution, is that they could take the armor off and put it back on.
Yeah, but he took his armor off at the end of Halo 4.
He took his,
Took his helmet off.
yeah, that was,
What, so he takes his helmet off and then
I remember
sleeves
reading in the books
bolt upright
a
in
whole
big-
bunch that you could take off. He was taking off his
yeah,
armor.
this is the kind of conversation I wish Bernie was here for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And only this conversation, nothing else. Man, so yeah, he'd been talking about State of Decay, so I finally picked that up too. I played that pretty much nonstop all weekend.
That is an immersive game. I sat down, I before I knew it, 4 hours had passed. I was really invested. I was doing all these little runs. It's so much fun.
The thing with that game is it does that thing well where you're like, oh, let's do one more mission.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got to run over there and back.
And it's all about greed as well, because sometimes you want to make the most of the day, right? And like
Yeah.
the daylight is important, and you try and fit in too much stuff, and it's like, and then you get caught. I didn't realize that there were different kinds of zombies until I think it was called a feral. Mm-hmm. I was just in a house. I was trying to collect materials. It was nighttime, and I was already scared. And the sun in real life had set, so I was even more on edge because it was pitch black in my room where I was. And then one of those feral things just leapt through the window into the room and straight back out. I was like, the hell was that? It was like just a really fast zombie. I was like, and then I went up the stairs, came bolting up the stairs, ripped me apart. I was like, oh, I just lost Marcus.
Oh, you lost Marcus? Oh man, I lost Maya pretty early on.
Oh, you did?
Because there was like an onslaught. What do they call it? Besieged. We have to go and you help
Yeah.
like survivors and you board up the house. And as I'm doing that, a zombie horde comes by and they get alerted and they come too. So I'm having to like run out, kill them, run in, heal up. And then finally I kill all of the zombies. I'm like, oh, thank God. I barely had any health left. I'd used all my shotgun ammo. I was like, okay, I got to get back to base. Open the door to walk out. Feral zombie comes darting in. And does that thing where they just like rip you into
Yeah.
two and then they just run off. I'm like, fuck!
I didn't
And then
realize-
my bag fell under the porch, so I couldn't pick it up. And I had like a big backpack and a pump shotgun.
Oh, dude.
And I was like, my shotgun. So every now and then it's still on my map. I go over to the porch and I just stare at the wood like, God damn, there's a fucking shotgun down
those
there.
were better times.
Wait, so is it a deal where you have like a certain set of characters and those
Well, that was
characters?
the thing that was amazing to me. I didn't know about it. I figured when you die, it would go back to a checkpoint or something. But you can be several characters if you build them up to you have to be friends with them and then
Yeah.
you can be them. So I could be a few people at this point, but you start as Marcus. He's like the main guy you start as. So he gets ripped to shreds. I'm like, damn, guess I'll do that again. But then it just cuts back to the last woman I was, and she's like, man, I wish I got to know him better. I was like, oh, he's dead. He's proper gone now.
Wow.
So now, you play the game without that character.
So it's almost like XCOM, Enemy Unknown, like where you
Yes,
sort of have your characters.
absolutely.
Speaking of which, it's coming out to iOS on Thursday.
Oh, I thought it came out today.
No, the 20th.
Oh.
So yeah, it's coming out on Thursday. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm all about that. I've been really wanting to play that game again. There's just too many other games to play right now.
I watched you play and I was like, wow, this looks fun, and immediately I got sucked into it.
The only reason I was playing State of Decay is because I was really into Mass Effect 3. So, and I don't own it, so I took a copy from the office, got it home. I realized there's only one disc. I only had disc 1, so I was like, yeah, I'll play to the end of disc 1. And I just breezed through it. And by the beginning of Sunday, it already said insert disc 2, and I was just like, oh, I can't play it. So then I did State of Decay
You
instead.
poor thing. What do you guys see back here at E3 that y'all are excited for?
Definitely The Division, Destiny, and Titanfall, I think, were the three
Titanfall
things
looked awesome.
that really stood out.
Yeah. Oh shit. So speaking of Activision stuff, right? No, what was that? That's EA. Well, anyway, talking about Activision.
Awkward.
So Activision's booth, they had this giant like wraparound screen thing. So much, it was like every 20 minutes they would show a different trailer. This crazy wraparound thing with like lights and sound. It was just like nuts, and you go stand in the middle and watch it. The cool thing was outside the booth, they actually had those robotic arms that, like, I'm sure you've seen them before, that like just, they slowly move around, and they had TV monitors attached to those, and then they would move around and match the patterns behind them, so they look like the patterns were there in the air and moving the TV in front of them.
That's pretty
Weird.
cool.
It was really, really neat. It was the first time I'd ever seen that. But they had just these 4 giant arms that must have been like $200,000 a piece just to like hold like a 46-inch monitor and just move it.
Yeah, it's kind of cool,
like,
but also
wow.
why?
Yeah, I would love to see like just a check sheet, like how much money is spent at E3. And they're not selling anything there.
$500,000
so-
on robotic arms.
Well, a lot of companies just re-divert their entire teams to make something for E3.
Yeah, just
they
have
actually
some-
stop working on the game sometimes.
Yeah, just have a demo ready
Yeah.
in time for E3. But it's just like I can't even guess how much money is spent on E3. And that was the big thing. It was E3 got way too extravagant. I think it's actually beyond where it was before.
Yeah, I think we mentioned that in a podcast when you were out there.
Oh, okay.
I think we had mentioned how it went away and then it came back as a smaller thing, and
Yeah.
it's re-escalated now, and it's bigger and louder than it ever was
Yeah.
when they ended it because it was too big and loud.
I mean, really, like aside from like they had Kensha Hall back in the day, which was like all the indie developers and stuff. Like that's where Guitar Hero came out of.
Yeah,
Like,
that's gone now.
Yeah, that's gone. They don't have any of that stuff anymore. Now they have a little area for sort of smaller developers and stuff, but for the
All
most
those
part,
magazine sales.
all those TV networks. But but for the most part, it's just a bunch of huge booths that are just ridiculous and over the top and gaudy. And it was funny because they had Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo side by side in like one of the halls. So
Nice.
it was cool. It's fun.
So speaking of Nintendo, Jordan and I have been going at Animal Crossing pretty
Fuck yeah.
much nonstop for a week now.
That's what I did all weekend.
I saw you
pretty
getting makeup done before this, and you were just like playing.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But then you got makeup dust all over your DS.
I know, I kind of regretted that. It's still kind of all over there. But yeah, it's a.
What's your fruit?
I
have
cherries.
Cherries, that's right.
Yeah.
Can you explain that game
apples.
to me?
There was a dude in my town who was like, out of the blue, was just like, hey, I need a peach. Just bring me a peach. And I'm like, oh man, who the fuck do I know who has peaches? And I remember Esther did. So I texted her like just out of the blue. I was like, hey, you have peaches, right? She's like, yeah, I'll open my gates. So
That's
I went
not
over-
what you texted her.
What
You
is-
texted, open your gates. That's it. He's like, that's a good
business. I didn't have time to mess around.
What's the downside to just opening your gates? Anyone can come in.
And
People
yeah,
can always come in and come
So
and go.
to someone who has never played Animal Crossing and is clueless like me,
What the fuck was that?
that was weird. I just spit a bubble.
Okay.
Did you see that?
Yeah, that was weird.
Anyway, so what's it about?
You play
That
a
was weird.
character who moves to a town, and you become mayor of the town, and you have to buy a house and expand the house and get stuff for the house, and you meet all your town mates, and you give them presents and get presents from them.
In every
Look how fun that is.
So what's the target audience for this game?
Japanese teenage girls.
Okay. That's about right.
So you just get stuck with one kind of fruit.
Yeah, but you can get fruit from other people's towns, and you
Yeah.
can plant it in your town.
So
Yeah, like I went to Esther's town and got a bunch of peaches and
And you could plant them and grow peach trees.
exactly.
Can you poison her peaches?
No.
I wish now.
How is PvP handled? Is it cool?
No, you can hit people with a shovel, but
Yeah.
it doesn't do anything.
Esther actually
Or a
kept
net.
doing that to me. Like,
While you were harvesting Esther's
the only-
peaches,
the
she was
only way you-
bonking you with a spade.
the only way you can communicate is through this like really crappy like keyboard that pops up, and then so your character's just standing there, which I assume like the other person's like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Why is he just standing there? So I'm typing a message and she's just like hitting me with a shovel.
Imagine if human conversations were like that, where you had to actually type it into your brain before you could say it. I wonder how advanced the world would be.
I'll be like individual
Great.
characters.
Yeah, I mean, like the conversation would have like such long pauses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would.
Too short. No, it's terrible how long it is. Yeah, the chat system is so bad. It's like it's easier to text someone.
Yeah, I was thinking about like
What is
calling her up. to talk to her.
Yeah, like on your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
But,
no
uh,
voice chat over the 3DS or anything, is there?
No.
Not that I know of. And like even the system for adding friends is so awkward.
Yeah.
Like you have to
'cause
send someone your friend code and
And
they
then you
have to
gotta
send you
send them
their
their friend code.
which
Oh, really?
is a 12-digit number.
You
Yeah.
might as well just have sex with that person.
And then there's also like that best friend messaging in the game. Do you know about that?
No,
BFM.
what is that?
Yeah, if you like click on the heart on the menu
Ray.
screen, you can activate messaging and turn it on, and it has a list of all your best friends, and you can send them messages or send messages to all of them.
Fuck that.
So even if you're not in the same town, you can still like chat with each other.
You know what would be really good? Instant message vines. Like if you could communicate with vines, that makes even more sense.
Vine's out.
Yeah.
No, a 6-second
I
video.
have not found a decent use of Vine other than the Will Sasso vines.
Will
Yeah.
Sasso.
The Will Sasso vines with the lemons.
And the one with the Michael McDonald.
Oh, the Michael McDonald.
God,
That's pretty
Michael-
good.
So a vine is 7 seconds, right?
6.
6.
6 seconds. How long do you think we watched that? How many hours have we put into Will Sasso today?
I don't know. You want to get him up again?
I think, do we still have it up? Sure.
That's what she said.
I'll get it up.
Hey.
Are you got it?
You have to type because the keyboard's over there.
You got it.
We definitely need a better solution for this fucking
Yeah.
keyboard and this monitor. We need
Why is it still cabled at this point?
In Animal Crossing,
saw-
when you catch a fish and he makes the little stupid pun, do you love that?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I figured you and Barbara would dig that.
This was on loop in Achievement Hunter.
So this is Bathtub Michael McDonald.
Are we going to cut to
Will,
it?
Will
Yeah.
Sasso. He's probably the only reason worth.
So if Will
He looks
Sasso is
just
a
like
fan
Michael McDonald.
of the podcast, thank you very much.
All right, you can close that. That's enough.
No,
One
we
more,
gotta
one
let it
more,
keep going.
one more.
Other side. Oh no. Other side.
Oh,
Other
guys.
side.
Oh, what?
There we go.
Oh god. Okay, that's enough.
Oh man.
Yeah,
really-
I don't think aside from his vines, I don't think I've seen a single vine that's worth a damn.
Okay.
They're all wastes of time.
Yeah,
Like
they
Twitter
are.
is already a waste of time,
Yeah, it
and
is.
Vine is like question your life waste of time.
I like Twitter because
Yeah.
it's such
Stick
a
to Animal
smaller waste
Crossing.
of time.
I-
You know,
I-
it's like, but yeah, it's just like it's a little waste of time. It's not a huge waste of time.
But I
It's-
think Vine makes more
Oh.
sense like one-to-one, just
Yeah.
doing them back and forth.
Chris is reminding me about porn stars on Twitter.
Oh, that's true.
On
There you
Vine.
go.
I know Vine, I guess. Yeah.
All I have on Vine, porn stars.
Okay.
It's great.
Probably a good use of Vine then. I didn't think about that.
Well, isn't Vine owned by Twitter?
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh. Some giggles.
Yeah.
You all right?
No, I just sounded really enthusiastic, but I didn't care that much.
Yeah, it is. You can also get verified on Vine. Have you
Accidentally
seen that? They have like a little, like they have the check mark on Twitter, but they have like a little Vine check mark for like, you know, if you're super popular, I guess.
Have you ever been
But isn't Vine just Twitter? Isn't it linked?
It's different. I mean, that was Vine by itself. That was completely
that's why I don't-
separate.
Same,
from-
but
what I don't
different.
get.
Yeah, it is confusing.
Why don't all your followers just pat?
Yeah,
Right.
I had.
They're both owned by the same company. It's the same platform.
Yeah, I made a Vine account and had to like refollow everybody on that I follow on Twitter.
Yeah.
Fucking. That's why this shit's stupid. Fix this, Twitter.
Fix it.
Never gonna
Make it
work.
happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. Every Vine is stupid.
Have you ever done one?
No, God no. I signed up for a Vine account when it first came out just to see what it was about and how it worked. and I've not launched it again since that day.
Well, see, you of all
Vine
people,
is so
you've got,
shitty
you've got
on-
little puppies, you've got little dogs. I imagine you'd be Vines all the time of your animals.
Nah, fuck that, stupid. But I did take a video. I did take a video over the weekend. I didn't share it. I showed it to Brandon. Maybe he'll put it up. So I've had this ongoing problem with this squirrel that's been harassing me at my house. So I don't know if I mentioned on the podcast, but this is stupid. Some birds moved into my mailbox. So I've got like
Bring,
a
like,
nest
luggage with them and
of
stuff?
birds in my mailbox. There's like 3 of them, and they've got some eggs. I don't know why it's 3. It's like I guess they're down with it, whatever. So I was over the weekend. I was trying to take a picture of them because they're really angry. Like now, when I try to pull my mail out of my
What
mailbox.
kind of mailbox? Do you have one of those house ones that's flat
Yeah.
and like up against? Okay.
Exactly. And whenever I go to like pull my mail out of my mailbox, they come out and they like spread their wings and look at me.
What's
they're
up,
like,
motherfucker?
yeah, they're like fronting. They're like
make
trying to stare
themselves
me
look
down. Yeah. So the other day I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a picture of them. I want to show everyone what they look like. So I was like, I'm sticking my phone in there and I can see them. There's like 3 of them. They're in the corner and I'm like trying to take a picture. And then I started hearing this weird noise behind me, like behind me and above me. And there's like a giant pecan tree right by my mailbox. I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I turn around and I look up, and the squirrel is up there, and it's barking at me. I didn't know squirrels made noise.
Oh, here you go. So that's a squirrel in the
We
middle
can't really
there.
hear it here, but it's barking.
So like, what's it? I mean, it's like
like-
woof, like. We're,
I was like, what the fuck? And he
trying to
just
be
barked at me the whole time as I was standing there looking at the birds.
I think maybe
So-
like the birds paid the squirrel to like keep,
But the funny thing is, before the birds moved in, the squirrel used to live in there. Like the squirrel used to be in there all the time.
Maybe he's the landlord. Like he's like
Maybe,
back the fuck
I would
off.
always like scoop out all the sticks and shit he would put in there. Maybe he's just jealous. Anyway, so I left. I was going out. I ran an errand, whatever. I came back to my house, pulled in the driveway, and I'm like, "There's that fucking squirrel! It's like on my front step, like right in front of the doormat of my house."
This thing's taking the piss.
And I'm like, "Well, look, what's it doing? It's taking a piss!"
Oh, it was literally
It was
taking a piss.
literally
Oh,
like right there on my front step. It was like squatted down. There's like piss going everywhere. I'm like, what? And he like took off running. I'm like, what the fuck is this supposed to mean? So like now that concrete landing in
What
front
an
of my
Estes Peaches. Open the gates.
so that concrete landing in front of my front door like has this giant stain of squirrel piss now on the
Oh,
front.
that must be mean. Because
Yeah.
they're vermin, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're nasty vermin.
That's
the
funny.
fucking squirrel.
I'm sure he wanted you to see it. He was like, I'm sure he like glared at
Yeah,
you.
he's
It was
waiting.
like later.
He didn't even like run up the tree. He like ran around the side of it and was like peeking at me from the side. Like
You know, this
He wanted to
company,
see your
this
reaction.
company owns a crossbow now. You can borrow it.
That's true. Your Dr. Pepper video came out today, right?
It did. I shot Dr. Pepper with a crossbow.
Dr.
Cross-
Pepper 10.
Dr. Pepper 10 with a crossbow. It was, I think, I fired a gun before. And I think if I was ever to go hunting, I would actually use a crossbow. Something so meaty about a crossbow. Every time I fired it, it was like, it's like, oh, that would have hurt.
You don't think, you don't think,
as
you don't think a
opposed to a
bullet would
bullet.
hurt?
No, bullets kind of like, oh, you know, obviously it's going to kill it, but
It's gonna kill it, but it's not gonna hurt. You want something to suffer and
Yeah.
hurt before it dies?
It's not gonna run around with an arrow sticking out of its side.
there's a little bit of footage.
Yeah,
I can't hear the
sweet
actual sound
sound
effects, so I
effects.
just made them myself.
Y'all filmed that out here by the office, right?
Yeah, that was my first,
Non-Dan.
Dan's not in all of them. It's my first American, no, it's my first one filmed in Austin. I eventually
Man,
got
we are
back to
really
the set.
qualifying this.
Jesus.
You know,
First slow-mo guys filmed in the western part of the United States on a weekday during daylight
In
hours.
Travis County.
you know, we talked about like whenever you did get a camera, a Phantom over here, you'd let me punch you.
Oh, that's
I
right.
was so hoping you wouldn't remember that.
How would I,
I
forget
forgot about that.
Yeah.
What if you break my brain?
Well, we'll have it on video.
So nothing will be
if
different.
anything, he'll fix your brain.
there
Yeah.
you go. I might knock you straight. You're already kind of silly.
Not
Come on, what a great slow-mo, guys.
It'll be good. I just don't want to have to go to a dentist.
The final slow-mo, guys.
Punch him in the eye.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Problem solved. He will not have to go to a
If
dentist.
you want to, like, if you were gonna get hit one place anywhere on your body, where would you want to get hit?
Ankle.
Ankle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think,
Ankle would hurt.
would it be a
hell.
fist?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a punch.
I mean, I guess the
Thigh? But the thigh wouldn't hurt.
I
It's
would
so meaty.
almost say like flat of your arm, like if they're like
no,
you turn
because
at
you
them.
can get a dead arm and that will hurt for days.
But it's better than breaking something. Like
What about
you wouldn't want chest or gut.
what
Like,
about
that
my
would-
lap?
You mean punch your crotch?
No, just
No,
my
just
lap.
the lap.
How do you? What
Exactly.
like right to
You
your lap?
don't know what it is.
Like a hip? Dude, you could fuck up a hip.
I've always wanted to see someone in a movie get shot in the lap. It's never happened.
Shot in the lap?
Yeah.
I feel like that's gotta have happened.
Really? And then they wheel them into the hospital and there's like a special lap treatment ward.
The nurse is like,
Yeah.
he's been hitting the lap.
But whenever they stand up, the problem goes away. It's like, oh, go to the thigh ward.
The man, I rewatched Pineapple Express over the weekend.
I did as well.
I forgot how funny that
I
scene is
read-
where they shoot the guy, they shoot
Yeah.
Danny McBride, and he's still alive.
I rented it for $1 on a.
It was
on
on
Apple
TV. It was
TV.
on cable.
Oh, it
all
was?
weekend.
Damn it! I was probably renting at the same time as on TV. How weird is that?
It's so bizarre.
It's a really funny movie.
Yeah,
wanna
I
see-
forgot how much I enjoyed
I'll tell you
it.
why, because Seth Rogen was on Howard Stern in the car that day, or the day before, and I was like, I want to watch that movie again.
I want to see This Is the End. I've heard really good things about that movie.
Yeah, I don't think the trailers look good at all, but everyone's saying very
Yeah.
nice things about
Yeah.
it. But everyone likes Seth Rogen, so maybe they're just being nice to him.
Yeah,
Nobody
let-
wants to hurt
Seth
his
Rogen.
feelings.
Let me,
James
read,
Franco.
let me read this here. I want to remind everyone that this podcast is brought to you by. So over the weekend, I'm going to go back to Animal Crossing for a second here.
Oh, thank God.
Over the weekend, on Saturday night, Esther and I were drinking and playing Animal Crossing.
You don't have to say the drinking part.
No, I do.
Oh, you do?
That's a setup.
I just
He's a
thought
qualifier.
that was always assumed.
So we're playing, and she comes to my town because she wants apples, and the apples had just come out. So she comes over, she takes some apples, and then my dog wanted to go outside, so I put my DS down.
Wait, in real life?
Yeah. So I have to go walk my dog. Then I come back in, and I ask her, "Are you still in my town?" She goes, "No, I left." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I'm like playing, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Oh, I'm planting apples." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Then I see her in my town. I'm like, "You're still in my town?" She's like, "What?" I'm like, "You're planting my own apples in my town. What are you doing?" She's like, "Oh," she was like so drunk that she didn't realize that she hadn't left my town.
That sounds like it'd be the best Let's Play ever.
She was like,
She never
"Oh
left."
shit."
That's a great drunk story. She could tell that. She's like, I got so drunk once I was planting apple trees in the wrong place.
And then she was like, "Oh, I'm too wasted to be playing this." She closed the DS, and I was like, "You have to leave. You can't just close it and stay here. Like it's like putting your drunk friend in the taxi.
Yeah.
Like just go home, sleep it off.
She was like, could I crash at your place tonight?
Like Rossetti's gonna be angry about this."
You must have laughed your ass off.
I was laughing so fucking hard.
Do you play any games like Tapped Out, like Simpsons Tapped Out or anything like that?
I played the shit out of Tapped Out when it first came out.
So Simpsons Tapped Out, one of the coolest things that happened to me at E3, while we were actually in the Microsoft booth, this guy comes up, he's like, "Oh, hey, like I'm a big fan." I was like, "Oh, cool." And he's like, "What do you do?" And he's like, "I work at EA at the mobile division." And so Katie, she's with me, and she like put her hands on this guy's shoulder. She's like, "Do you work on the Simpsons Tapped Out?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, absolutely." And we're like, "Oh, so you have some donuts for us?" He's like, "Oh, I've got like 200,000 donuts." I was like-
What?
I was like, "Holy shit!" And so yeah, we exchanged contact information, and he hooked us up with like 5,000 donuts. a
What?
piece. It was
is-
awesome.
okay.
So I've got like so donuts are like the premium thing.
I was gonna say, what is that? Like,
You
bells.
spend money.
How many bells would that be?
I think how many did you say?
5,000.
5,000 donuts is what, like $50? No,
No, it's like $200.
it's like $250.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
So what do you do with
That's
donuts?
real money.
You buy in-game
They
premium
have
items.
premium stuff that you have to spend donuts on. So like but it's free to play game. You can
You
play it as
can
much as
earn
you
donuts
want.
playing the game normally.
Yeah.
But it's slow, or you can pay for
So
donuts.
can you trade donuts? Are there people farming donuts out there?
No,
No.
you
Can you
have
plant a
to
donut
purchase
tree?
I
No.
love
No.
it when
Damn.
in-game stuff becomes a valuable item in the real world,
Yeah.
and people start
So-
selling on eBay. And
Like
stuff.
Bitcoins.
What was that in?
No, I mean, it's like the,
What was
the
that in?
online
Where's-
currency.
where's Joel? But yeah, so that was probably my favorite connection I made at E3. So
Shut up, Jordan.
yeah.
No offense to everyone else you met at E3.
They could provide me with donuts. So,
Yeah.
But anyway, so now I've got like Barney's Bolorama, and I've got all this cool stuff, and I'm trying to save it. Katie burned through hers like super fast.
Like
So,
I see the PayPal receipts for Esther's iTunes account all the time. Like, you just spent $5. Like, did you buy donuts? Yeah. I swear to God, she's probably spent like $300 on that game by now.
Oh my god,
nice.
Since October or whatever.
that's
Yeah.
decent money that could have gone to
I know.
to a real use.
Fucking virtual donuts that every time I'm like, what did you get? Picket white fence. She's got like this area of like picket white fence off on the side. It's like the reject side of town.
If I gave you 50 grand right now, but you had to spend it tonight, what would you spend it on?
Probably a
Donuts.
car.
A car.
Yeah.
Ah.
Or I mean, could I like pay off something? Because I put it on my house if I could.
What an adventurous answer, Jack.
Dude, that's
let me.
No, pay off your house. Then it's like
Yeah.
you getting money every month because you're not making a house payment.
yeah. That's a lot of house payments right there. That's pretty good.
He's a grown up.
Jordan, as a young fellow,
I would
Invest in a 401k. To open a Roth IRA.
I would probably go somewhere, like get on a plane and
To
just,
hell?
What the fuck?
I don't know.
What? No, I'd probably just like
Like, just
get,
buy
get
a
a
really
first class
mental
ticket
ticket.
somewhere. Yeah.
That's a great idea. First class ticket. That's
But
the
even
best
then,
answer I've heard.
Say if you had $50,000, like if I handed you 50 grand right now, you drove to the airport or you took a taxi to the airport,
Limo.
you would then have to figure
Got
out
50
where
grand.
you could go. If you had 24 hours, you'd have to figure out where you could go from there. You'd end up spending like a good 12 hours in travel, and then you wouldn't have that much time to play
Also,
with it.
just
Yeah, but you could
I'd go
spend-
everywhere.
You could
in a
buy the
52-hour day.
You could buy the ticket tonight and just make
for
it a
the
mental
record,
ticket.
a first class ticket is really fucking expensive.
That's true.
I've seen like a $13,000 first class
Yeah,
ticket.
when flying from here to Australia,
Yeah.
like it's like $2,000 to fly economy.
Yeah.
I've seen the first class tickets go for like 20 grand.
I've
Yeah.
seen them go for more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen business
For a
class go
fucking
for,
plane ticket.
yeah,
Yeah.
for something that is over in less than a day.
Yeah, for something that you can get for a tenth of the price.
Well, look, if it's just for like 50 grand to just waste, I'll waste it on that.
That's one of those things where the tiered system is far too high. Like you can be wealthy and not be able to afford a first class ticket.
Yeah.
Like, who's that for?
I see what's for people who have like a lot of frequent flyer miles.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that like Richard Branson? He flies coach or something like that. Like, I thought
He's
That's why-
got miles.
that's why
he's
he's
got
so
space
rich.
miles.
he's got space.
Yeah, the fucking
You get a
Virgin
lot of
Galactic-
mileage going to the.
Yeah.
You can go to the moon
What?
for. I read you could go to the moon for £250,000.
Are we gonna fucking talk about this again? You can't go to the moon.
Why?
Because no one goes to the moon.
No, when
What
they
are you
go
gonna
to
do
the,
when you
when
get
they
to
go
the
to the
moon?
moon, that's what it's going to cost.
That's what's gonna cost to go to space right now.
When are we going to the moon?
Are we not going to the moon?
No.
Why?
We went on the moon like 30 years.
No one's been to the moon forever.
So they're not ever going to do private flights to the moon.
Why would they do that?
Maybe? No one's talking about
You
it. that
sound
I've
really
heard.
crushed by that. Were you expecting to go to the moon?
Well,
Have
other
you, is that
people
what you've
have
been
been.
saving
Well,
your
Virgin
slow-mo guys
Galactic
money
is just
for?
doing like,
Yeah, that doesn't count. You're
Just-
just like
yeah,
floating in
up and
a
then back.
slightly lower orbit than
and
a,
that's like 200 grand
yeah.
Or you could just go on the Vomit Comet. That's like, what, $2,000?
if
Just do
it's
that.
full.
I almost did that with Birdie once, but we didn't do it in the end.
Really?
Yeah, because it was a lot of money.
Man, you should take a slow-mo guys up there. That'd be fun.
Well, the whole point, I mean, that would just be like jumping. I mean, I could jump and have the exact same effect.
Well, I guess so, if you're filming that slow.
Yeah.
It's a lot cheaper. You give me $2,000 and you can film yourself jump.
You just buy a
wanted-
trampoline for $50.
I wanted to do that one day, just do a slow-mo video, shoot it really slow, where I'm just like jumping in a public place, but I'll take out the part where I leap, and I'll just be like floating slowly past people and like floating through doorways, and then cut to me like looking at something in a store. Like, I'm in the air the entire time. I think it'd be a really funny video. It'd just
That'd
take
be cool.
ages to make.
I think I've seen similar videos where people just take a picture. They take
Yeah,
it still,
yeah, yeah.
where you're like jumping and then
Yeah.
doing all
Kinda
that
like
Well, you
stuff.
did a
Stop
Vine
motion.
like that, right? Where you're on a...
Yeah, a late night at the office where it was just like every frame was like me jumping and going woo, and then
Is that just a
was
test of
that-
how quickly you can press the screen
Yeah.
so you don't record for too long?
yeah, and so like it was just me like jumping around, like it looked like I was floating just everywhere around the studio, and since you have to do 6 seconds, like Shane was recording it, and like I got tired after like like 2 jumps, and he was like, yeah, you need to keep going. I'm like, oh. Okay, so I keep going, and then I'm running out of places to go, so I like end up going up the stairs. And like when that was done, I was like collapsed.
You said
on
it
the
was
ground.
spinning in a circle. I like those videos where someone stands on top of someone else and it's like the person's a
Oh, yeah.
skateboard. They're
Like-
really
like
good.
surfing.
Oh yeah.
People get really creative.
So
for that.
E3 was last week, but the Worldwide Developers Conference was last week too, Gus. Like, are we all getting trash can Mac Pros here at the office?
The one thing I read today I didn't realize is those new Mac Pros have an aluminum case.
Do they really?
I thought it was plastic. But
Oh,
apparently
it
it's,
looks plastic.
it's polished aluminum.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
Did you guys talk
Oh,
about
that's
that?
a really
I
tiny.
know. I was like, holy shit, I want to touch that.
Wait. So did you guys talk about that last week?
Yeah.
I didn't see the podcast. That's cool.
We were thinking we should just buy one and put it in the kitchen and see what people try and do with it. Like grind coffee beans in it and stuff like that.
Monty shoving celery on the top of it.
Grind it
Trash
up.
on top of it.
Man,
I really want one.
they
And
look cool.
the fact that you can't put a hard drive in it, it's got Thunderbolt, man. I have
Oh,
a
you can't put a
Thunderbolt.
hard drive in? I honestly didn't.
It's so
research
small
it
you couldn't
too
even
much.
fit one in.
Yeah.
So it's tiny. Like how big
It's
is it? do you know?
9.9 inches high. It basically,
All right.
if you put it
So
next to the
basically
current,
this.
yeah, if you put it next to the current Mac Pro, it comes up to the power button.
Jesus Christ, really?
Yeah.
It's
Isn't that
1/8.
crazy?
So you can put it on your
It's almost like
desk.
a
Yeah.
portable.
I think that's what they intend, since all of the expansion is via
Thunderbolt.
ports and plugins. Like, you should keep it on your desk.
See,
so
I
you can easily
I
access it.
bought a Mac Pro to make the Slow-Mo guys a few years ago because I didn't have anything powerful enough to edit that footage.
Yeah.
And I had to leave it in England because that thing is too big to put in a suitcase
Yeah,
or
to ship
anything.
it.
And I don't want to ship it because it'll probably get trashed. But the new one, I could put it in carry-on.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's cool.
I saw a video on Reddit today of like a guy loading an airplane of like all these boxes, and he's like so bad at his job, he's just like throwing them, and like they're falling off the conveyor belt, and he just doesn't care. He like tosses it and turns around.
And then he stops and like looks at his phone for a while.
But yeah,
How could
I
you
just
be
wish-
that bad at a job? I know.
all I wish is I wish Apple would take Final Cut Pro 7 and just rewrite it for 64-bit processors.
Yep.
That's a very weird request.
They won't.
But they never will.
They never will.
They've
Just
got,
start using Premiere.
I need to.
I think a new version comes out today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they're dropping the numbered version. Like, CS6 was the
getting
most
too
recent
high.
one. Well, no, they're just going to call it Adobe CC for Adobe Creative Cloud.
Well, yeah, it's like basically you pay what, $50 a month and you
then it
get
updates.
access to everything.
I think it's 80.
But still, I mean, that's
Right,
I mean,
and then just-
Final Cut Pro is, or Final Cut Studio is what, $1,500 or so?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're looking at that's how many months is that? That's at least a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So
And that's everything. You can get individual components cheaper if you want to. Like if you just do one thing. But I mean I switched, 9 months ago now I think.
well, I
off of
mean,
Final
you
Cut
weren't
to
using
Adobe.
Final Cut Pro very often, were you?
Come on. You insulting me?
No, I mean, like you were doing the podcast.
Fight.
What do you
Fight.
even do?
But I mean, the
break
podcast
your ball.
you would cut on that, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, but that's pretty much all you were using it for, right?
Yeah, and occasionally
Okay.
if there's a gameplay video.
Yeah. I don't know. It's been so long since I've used Premiere. I don't know.
Why are you hesitant to try Premiere
Because
again?
I know it so well. Like I know.
You're
Final
hesitant to try Premiere? Oh, because you know Final Cut
Cut, I know
so
Final
well.
Cut Pro back
Yeah, but
and forth.
you had a general error today on Aru. You couldn't do Aru for like another 4 hours. Because
No, that was your thing, and I was running around.
oh, was that the name burn?
Yeah, it was the name burn.
Yeah. But yeah, Final Cut 7 sucks. We like it because we're familiar, but it sucks.
Yeah. God, just rewrite it. Just please, just leave it all the exact same. Just rewrite it. That's all we want. Like, pay 3 guys to rewrite that code for.
Yeah, 3 guys.
How long would that take? You think?
To be fair, it is the richest company on the planet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
How
could
mu-
spare a couple of dudes.
How
Yeah.
many billions in
But
cash
I'm
do they
sure
have?
that's not the direction they want to take the company. The direction is Final Cut X.
That prosumer bullshit.
Yeah.
Ugh, I hate it. Dude, I was burned by that. I was excited about Final Cut Pro X. I was like, wow, this could be a lot of fun. And it's like I bought it day one, installed it, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Do you know I got that for free?
Did you really?
Yeah, because I was as excited as you.
Yeah.
I bought it. I was like, brilliant, it's come out. And then I was messing around. Within the first 20 minutes, my jaw was hanging open. I was like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
And back then, it used to replace the old Final Cut. It used to take
yeah.
the Final
It
Cut
moved it into a
and
different
shift
folder.
it. So you
Yeah.
double click on an old FCP project, and it would just be like, what the hell's this?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, I want a refund. So I emailed them. I was like, this sucks. I can't do any of the stuff that I want to do. I need a refund. So they're like, oh, okay. I still have it. They don't revoke it.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Can they even do that?
I don't think so.
So
I'm sure they will eventually, but
I
not
have it for
currently.
free, and not only that, it acts in the store like I have got it. So I
it
can now
still shows
download it
purchase?
to every machine I have, and it's
And
just like,
updates.
sure.
Yeah.
You want it? I got it.
The whole idea of like the cloud purchasing stuff, that's kind of cool, but
Yeah.
it's not good.
Yeah, I've got it too, just because every now and then I try it again. Like, okay, maybe I didn't give it a fair shake.
Yeah.
I'm going to launch it again.
I've gone through, I think, four rounds of, I think I'm ready for it now. And
Yeah.
I'll just be like,
What did you say the other day, Gus? Like, you got to remind yourself why you hate things.
Yeah. It's very
You got to
important.
go back.
Well, even if they made it like where they had like a classic option, where it's like you have Final Cut Pro X, but you hit a button and it kind of like reworks everything, where it's like this is what you
Yeah.
probably know.
there are ways to make it kind of like the old one, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of steps, and it's not really the same.
Yeah.
So
like
do you have
even-
to remind yourself of grudges that you have? Like, would you ever meet someone that you didn't like, forget why you don't like him, and be like, hey, and then you'd be like, let me check my notes on this guy.
No,
and then all of a sudden it's like, son of a bitch, get out of my
I'll
sight.
generally remember if I think of someone favorably or unfavorably, but it's
Yeah.
like the specifics may become fuzzy.
So when you see me, what do you think?
Idiot.
I bet you can hold a grudge. What's the longest grudge you've held right now? Like you don't have to say like who it is or what is this. How long has it been?
The longest grudge I've held. I still have a grudge against the town I grew up in. I mean, I moved there 29 years ago.
Jesus.
There was
So even
flooding.
now
There
you're
was,
like fuck that place.
there was severe flooding there the other night, like Friday night. They got like 15 inches of rain in one day. There were like pictures of like decimation, fucking houses falling over, people crying, and I was like, good. I was like, fuck that place. I was like, I wish it had rained 30 inches and it killed them all.
Jesus Christ. 30 years ago, there's probably like maybe what percent of like the people you know or that were involved with that city are still
Fuck
there?
it. It needs to be like wiped from the face of the earth.
See, this
Just
is
stricken.
why nature fights you. This is why squirrels throw shit at you and
If
bark at
the
you.
town wasn't
Because
there, all the
karma.
wildlife could have the space.
Reclaim it.
Karma is bullshit, though. I think you're fine.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a good person.
Do you believe in anything that's mental?
Do I believe in anything that's mental?
Like, you know how there's all the real crap, but then there's a bunch of other crap that are a load of what?
You know how there's all the real crap?
Yeah.
You said that without just a hint of.
But then there's all that fake crap that a lot of people believe.
Yeah.
Ghosts
Like
and that.
astrology and
Yeah. The fact that
karma.
you can be one of 12
Goodwill.
people depending on what time of the year you were born.
Friends.
No, I don't think I believe in any of
So
that
you're
stuff.
100% just kind of
so you're
science.
you don't believe in
factual.
karma?
I think so. No, not
But
really.
karma is
But you're
bullshit.
not spiritual. Are you?
No,
Like
I mean, I don't want to get into a religious discussion on the podcast, but I'd consider myself agnostic.
Okay.
I think that there are things in the universe that we don't understand,
Okay.
and that science has definitely not approached explaining.
so not necessarily aliens or something like that, or
It could be aliens. It could be
But-
a higher power. Who knows?
Well, no,
I'm just
that-
open to not everything is explained.
Yeah, I'm similar. I'm the same way where it's like this universe is so fucking big. The idea that we're the only intelligent species out there, that's kind of sad. You know, it's kind
I
of
don't
like
think you can-
I
want
feel
more
like
to
that's
be out there.
impossible.
Exactly.
There's got to be at
I don't
least
think you
another
can even
species.
describe the universe as big. I think that's really offensive to the science.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the universe is infinite, essentially, right?
mental.
Well, didn't they say didn't scientists find they found
'Cause
like
that's
the
much
edge
bigger.
of the universe at some point, and like there was another universe like clashing into it or
What are
something?
you on about?
There was some article.
I think I read that article too.
Yeah, it was on Reddit
like
forever ago.
4 or 5 months ago.
Well,
I
so
think.
there's stuff coming back the other way.
Like basically they were able to find the edge, and they found something like overlapping it that doesn't make sense. I forget how it worked.
See,
this is a
that
while
universe needs the peaches from our universe.
Open the gate.
Open the gate,
The universe
asshole.
is so drunk,
Yeah.
it doesn't know that it's in our universe. Tiny Apple. It's like, where am I?
Open the black hole.
I mean, I think you can only see so far. Like, you can only see as far as light has traveled.
Yeah.
Oh, in like, what, 6 billion years or
Yeah.
I
something
thought it
like
was
that?
4.
No, I think it's longer than that now.
I like it being changed
I
noticeably.
think
in our
they could
lifetime.
only see up to 4 billion years for a long time, and now they can see like 6 billion
it's
years.
cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's cool to think that we're looking at stars. We're looking at starlight that was however many years ago. Like that's where it's finally getting
5.
to us now. It's just like that's
Yeah.
fucking cool.
You can actually
know?
see stars that when the light came from them, Earth didn't exist.
Yeah.
So it's like the light moved from the star, a bunch of crap happened, Earth became, and then humans happened, and then it went boop, and just
Yeah.
hit. It's mental.
So, but yeah, but that being said, I definitely think there is something out there, or at least I would hope there's something out there.
Why do you hope?
Just because it's sad if we're the only sort of intelligent creatures that can look at the stars and recognize what they
Would
are.
it be sadder if every
More
other
sad.
alien species, would it be more sad if every other alien species wanted to exterminate us?
That would be terrifying.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm happy imagining that there's other things out
Right.
there, but I'm even more secure and happy knowing that nobody has fucking found
What
us.
if they came down and exterminated your old town?
I'd be like, yeah! Oh, what if,
wow.
or what if they grew up on Earth and they're like, fuck that place. I want that place to flood. And then they come back and they flood it.
All right, here's a hypothetical for you. If you knew the world was going to end, would you want to be here for the world ending? Like, would you want to live up to the point where the world ends?
No.
I would want
Like
to have a heart
if an alien
attack.
species lands, like, okay, we're going to fuck up your planet. Like, would you want to experience that, or would you just want to die an old man and not experience that?
Nah, I would do it.
Yeah, you want to see it happen?
I'd
yeah,
rather
it'd
die
be,
an old man.
It'd be like a really mental roller coaster.
Yeah, I'd be like, fuck. All right, I was there at the end. I watched
Who
the
would you
credits.
tell you were there at the end? Nobody.
Well, yeah, but it's like
You'd be like, hey, can you believe this is happening? This is awesome.
Jack's
it would be you and Joel in a bunker.
Jack bases his life
Boom.
decisions on like the cardboard wood cutout that he has in Woodrow's. It's like, yeah, I was there. I did all the beers. I was there at the last minute.
it's like I watched the credits all the way through, and the fucking
Dude,
world
I got through
exploded.
6 billion deaths and all I got was this lousy plaque.
Do you
Two
think?
cinders talking to each other.
Yeah.
Do you
we
think
made it.
an alien could chuck a giant bucket of water on Earth? Go on. So like, imagine
the gus breaking down.
Well, there's no gravity. That'd be not. There's no gravity. There's gravity. So all the water would go around the Earth.
This is
But would
this is like a live action Gavin or Google right here.
But like, how high could you flood the Earth before it doesn't? No, I mean, like,
What?
no, like,
All right, let's Google it. How
How
high?
high could you flood the Earth before it doesn't? All right.
before the water doesn't go on it anymore.
Google.com.
Okay,
Wait,
so, right,
so you're saying there's
you have the Earth.
there's
say,
a sphere of water around the world.
say you flood the Earth with half the volume of the Earth, right? It would go around the Earth. It'd be like a big ocean, cover up all the land.
All right.
How
Water
long could you
world.
keep doing that until the water was just like, nah, I'm off, and just like floated
All
away?
right, Noah's
Wouldn't
flood.
it just
There we go.
become more and more dense and just grow?
Would it?
It's all about Noah.
That's actually an interesting question. He's
You know,
asking.
did you ever see
So
that
at
video?
what point does it break Earth's gravity and go into the
Yeah,
go
yeah.
into space?
What was that astronaut's name? Chris Hadfield or something?
Yeah.
Did you ever see that video of him wringing out a wet paper towel?
No.
It was
Sounds
really
riveting.
cool. And basically what you would think would happen is you wring it out and all the globules just float like away aimlessly. But he does it and all the water just kind of like floats out of it and sticks to it and sticks to all his hands. And he has all of the water wringed out but still around it. I imagine the Earth would do that to a certain point.
Interesting. That started as a really stupid question,
Yeah.
but it actually ended up fairly interesting.
Think about
The
that.
first time for everything.
What would happen if you like destroyed the Panama Canal? That's what I've always wondered. Like,
What is-
Destroyed the Panama Canal?
so the Panama Canal, like, it separates the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean, but they're radically different heights. Like the Atlantic Ocean, one is higher than the other,
Oh, okay.
and it's separated by a series of dams.
So you're saying break the dams?
yeah, if you
and let them
destroyed it,
flood.
made a whole crossing there, what would happen?
Well, what
at
was
that
there
point?
before?
Land.
Land. It was all land.
They
So
dug
you're
the
just
canal.
saying-
You don't know this?
No, I don't know anything about that.
That was like over 100 years ago
Why did they do it?
to let ships pass. Because before
Yeah.
they used to have to sail around the tip of South America.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
so
a
it's a
shortcut.
convenience thing.
Yeah. So they figured they made that.
That must have been the
Canal.
biggest shortcut ever.
Yeah, it saved
Yeah.
months.
Wow, that's incredible.
And,
People are smart,
I
man.
believe now that the Chinese, like I think there's a private Chinese company that's building a bigger version of it, like right next to it.
Oh, really?
Like they don't, because you have to pay a lot of money to use the Panama Canal, because
Yeah.
they know
Oh,
that's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
they know you're fucked if you don't pay it. So this private company's building a bigger one to accommodate bigger ships, so that they can collect tolls and like
Wow.
compete with the Panama
But,
Canal.
I mean, what would happen though? Like, I mean, would it just flood until it evened out? Like, I mean, or would it just consistently just keep flowing?
I don't know.
That's weird.
I really
Maybe-
want to.
Well,
Imagine
think about
if
this.
it's
I
down-
think that I don't think it would keep flowing because the Pacific and the Atlantic already meet at the tip of South America.
But I mean, that's so many. How many
But
thousands
it's
of miles away?
Yeah, but
away
it's
is
still two giant
But
bodies
there's a
of water,
difference
right?
in height. There's a difference in the,
that? Yeah.
it's higher at one end than the other.
I don't
so.
know.
Anyway,
it'd have to be
But
going
I've always
diagonally
wondered that.
down.
Like, what would happen if they were to, destroy
So if there's
that
any
strait?
Panama Canal engineers listening to the podcast, tweet
So
to
if Will
hashtag
Sasso,
RT podcast.
Panama Canal engineers, Richard Branson, who else? Do we
Maybe they
call
can make
out?
the ultimate Vine.
Explaining it.
Well, you know who'd be really funny with a Vine account? Obama. What do you think he gets
Why
up
would he
to?
be funny?
I don't know. He could just do goofy stuff.
Obama antics.
Would you think the opinion of Obama would go down if he was on Vine?
No, he's on Twitter.
It could
Yeah,
just,
but
it could just every Vine could just be pictures of him and like a button to launch nuclear weapons, and then like him looking more intense and then the button.
He's just like,
And then the last second is him just like, nah.
Oh, my finger slipped.
whoops.
Is this Vladimir Putin? Is your refrigerator running?
So I feel like that whole story about Vladimir Putin stealing the Super Bowl ring came
right.
back up again
Oh, yeah.
this past weekend. But that's old news.
Oh, it is? I
we
just
talked
heard
about
today.
it years
He
ago
stole
on
it
the
from, like,
podcast.
the owner of which team?
Patriots.
The Patriots.
Robert Kraft.
Like when
yeah.
it first happened, we talked about it on the podcast.
Oh,
and
really?
For some, and this was like 4 years ago, I want to say.
I think Robert Kraft brought it up again or something, and like
Yeah, now
Vladimir
it's back in the
Putin's,
news.
Like, and now they're like releasing official statements like it was a gift. But I just like the way I heard it on the radio today was like the conversation was just like, here, check out my ring, and Vladimir Putin looks at it, he's like, I could kill a man with this, and then he puts it in his pocket and walks away. That
pretty
just sounded
dumb.
so funny to
Like,
me.
what do you do to that? Like,
Yeah, he's just like,
oh shit.
thanks.
Please don't steal my ring, Vladimir Putin.
Apparently,
Don't kill me with it.
if they messed up the Panama Canal, it would just flow like Niagara Falls forever.
Okay.
Forever.
Well, according to Twitter, according to 2 or 3 people on Twitter, we need a structural engineer.
Have you
I was
ever,
thinking it would just flow like a river.
have you ever wanted to go in the Dead Sea?
That's the saltwater sea, right?
Yeah, I think it's.
All the seas are saltwater seas.
Well, but I mean,
No, no,
the,
it's
the
the-
one that's like super dense.
I
Yeah.
think the reason it is that is because it's below sea level.
Really?
Yeah, it's like sunken down to the point where the water is different and you float on it.
The
Is
water's
that true?
different.
I don't know. But
He did just say it
do
though.
you ever wish you could trace the source of information? Because over your life, you get information from people you think are reliable when you're a kid. It's like, oh yeah, I
It's
trust
like
this.
a giant game of
And then you
telephone.
realize that, all the dinosaurs had feathers and they didn't know anything.
Yeah.
I wish you could trace the source to actually what happened in your brain.
Be interesting.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to Brandon earlier about the animated adventure with the magnets and compasses.
Yeah.
Compasses.
Compasses.
And he said that it's the same thing. Someone told him that there was a giant mineral deposit
Yeah.
that made all the compasses point that way, and it was just like something
Yeah.
that he had been told once. It was like misinformation.
You could go back and smack the person that's made you wrong for so long.
Yeah, that's made you look like an idiot on a wonderfully animated cartoon.
Thank you. When I was doing research for that to like confirm that he was wrong about the mineral deposit,
Confirm that he was incorrect.
I would type in like mineral deposit South Magnetic Pole or something, and all the websites that were on Brandon's side were like really old from like totally like the mid 90s. Like you could tell just by like their website design. It's
funny.
like this is old information.
This is old crap.
Your GeoCities account.
So we
Yeah,
haven't
exactly.
talked about RTAA 100 since you've been
Oh
on it.
yeah.
So how long? Because
That
I
was
didn't
quite
know you
endeavor.
were doing that.
I just came
Like-
up to you when it was like here.
You were like record these lines, and I
Yeah.
know that people recorded lines as long as like 8 months before
Yeah.
for that video.
Yeah.
So when I
It's a
saw
long
it
time
playing, I was watching it for a while. I was like, wow, this is still. How long is this? That must
Yeah.
have taken you ages.
Yeah, and I had like counted wrong, and when it was supposed to come out, I was in my head. I did it, and it was like, oh, it's coming out June 19th. I got plenty of time. And then before like Memorial Day, I did it again. I was like, oh, it's coming out June 5th. So then it
Holy
was just like
crap.
total scramble on it.
Shit.
So I was working up on it pretty much until it came out.
Did you have
So,
some late nights?
Yeah, one night, the final night, I didn't go to sleep at all.
Yeah, it came out late in the afternoon
Yeah,
that day
yeah.
as opposed to the morning. Yeah, I think.
but it was a lot of fun.
I really liked it. It's weird to see them like not from the podcast and,
Yeah.
and actually scripted.
Yeah.
I love it so much though. It made me realize I could absolutely watch a 20-minute cartoon in that style.
We
be
like you had started
interesting.
working on it before you officially worked here.
Yeah,
The
I was
live
here
action
visiting.
stuff was
Yeah.
filmed back in November.
Yeah. That's when I
Yeah.
recorded Shannon and Jeff. and
I
all
remember
those
you
guys.
doing-
Shannon was so good in that, man. Like
I didn't
was
even know
sitting-
it was him.
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck is that? That goat voice actor is awesome.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, Shannon. I was,
Yeah.
okay, it makes sense. Fucking
Yeah,
Shannon,
he was
Shannon's
great.
Awesome.
I messaged him on Facebook. I was like, "You're the best goat I've ever seen." But I remember you shooting the live action part because that was back when you were still in that office and you haven't been in there for ages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually had to reshoot it recently, but it didn't turn out as well as the first time, so I just used the old stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
people were
we had to
bitching
like,
because in that original one that Jordan shot, Jordan's never filmed anything before. So I set the camera up and I was like, "Here, go for it."
And I'm just holding it. It was, like, really
'cause He was
shaky.
so zoomed in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
did
So
you
I
have a
think you have to-
tripod?
we didn't use a tripod. We ended up using one when we reshot it, but it didn't look as good. So
Why didn't it look as good?
it was just like the shots weren't the same. It wasn't set up the same. So and the room was darker for some reason. I don't know why.
Time of year,
Yeah, maybe.
time of day. No, like it was winter back then. The days end earlier. The sun doesn't rise as high. Now it's more summerish. You know what I'm talking about. Winter's coming.
Yeah,
Everyone's just looking at Gus.
Speaking of that, have you guys talked about Game of Thrones at all?
No.
No.
Okay.
We've been threatening to do like a spoiler cast.
Dude, I would.
I'd like to be on that.
So
I
I-
have some thoughts.
I've been listening to the books. I'm about a quarter of the way through Clash
They're really
of Kings
funny
right now.
on the audiobooks. It's like so different from the show, like what we have.
Has there
like,
ever been an audiobook where the
envisioned.
actual actors from the show do it?
I don't know.
That I would do.
That'd be cool.
I can't listen to an audiobook where the voices are different.
Yeah, the voice. That's the most disconcerting thing about the books is because like
Isn't
Tyrion.
Tyrion like a tiny little
He
Irish?
sounds like
leprechaun.
Irish. Yeah, he sounds like a leprechaun or something in the books.
Doing
But who was
impression.
telling me? I think it was Holly that was telling me. I can't do it. That impression. I think it was Holly that was telling me that the guy who narrates the audiobooks is the guy who played the pyromancer.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in Game of Thrones in
Yeah,
the
in
TV
What
season
is
show.
a pyromancer?
He's the guy who makes all
The wildfire for
Yeah.
Tyrion. First Cersei. then-
you know all the
Well,
things they
yeah,
throw
he
at the
made it for
ships
the-
at
he
the end
made
of
it for
season
the
2.
Mad King.
Oh yeah.
Then he had
that's
it all
right, yeah.
still.
So can you do any accent that's not yours?
No. I'm terrible. I can't do voices. I can't do accents. I can barely do this voice. That's why I like Simmons
you
and
can be
everything.
Simmons.
Everything I do
Simmons
is
is
just
always
like
the same voice. Yeah.
is just this
What
voice.
voice did you do that wasn't like Simmons?
What?
Well, you're in Panics, right?
Yeah, but it's just me.
Yeah, but wasn't it more panicked?
Yeah, probably.
Well, even like, I remember Supreme Surrender. You were in that, weren't you?
Yeah.
You did
But you
did
can
a
tell that's
little-
Gus's voice.
You
They
did a
just
little
put
bit
a
But those
of
are also
filter.
robotic, though,
Yeah,
right?
they just put a
But
filter.
Yeah,
yeah,
like the
but
robotic
it was a
filter.
little bit more voice acty than usual.
No, I'm
Supreme
terrible.
Surrender was really funny.
Yeah, that was that was before I worked here. I worked on that project.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that was
What, did
my
you help
game.
film it?
I pitched that idea because I was working for a company that was doing the Xbox version of Supreme Commander, and so I was like, I know these Rooster Teeth guys that do this really cool stuff. We should do something with them. And We
I
were able
wonder-
to work with, where Joel actually put the majority of that together.
Yeah. And I think
And,
Nathan was in it too, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was Nathan.
He was the big
Joel.
crushing thing that kept ruining everything.
Yes.
I wonder
trying to
how
surrender.
how many of our audience have seen Supreme Surrender.
God, man, it was.
I definitely recommend it. And
I've
Panics,
seen it
if you haven't
once.
seen
I want to go back and see it
Yeah.
now that we've been talking about
Dude,
it.
like for what we did, for what Joel pulled off with that game, I mean, that game was an Xbox game that had a lot of issues, but he was able to manipulate it in such a way to make it work for
When
what
you say
we
a lot
had.
of issues, you should clarify. It's like you only have this view. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
it's like a
like-
top-down game. It's hard to like
Yeah,
really
it's
get
RTS. So.
close in on
So
characters.
was it meant to be a much more zoomed out
Yeah,
game?
like we tried to get in.
That's why
close to the
everything looks so
characters.
blocky and the
Yeah.
explosions are kind of like the thing disappears. It's like
I think
Yeah.
even the way that was filmed, like that's way closer than you get into the retail
Yeah,
version.
we
of the
had a
game.
modified. We had a dev kit Xbox, so we
Oh,
were able
wow.
to like actually zoom in really close.
well, that explains how that looks then.
Yeah. So like the characters weren't meant to be that close ever, and it was just if you play the game, you're like way the hell zoomed out, and then you actually like you could get in kind of close, but you
Just
know,
imagine an RTS game where you're controlling like many
Yeah,
units.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you're just selecting one and you're like focusing on it.
And like this, it was like the smallest two characters we get too, because there's 3 different like races, and so we had 2 of them, and then the other one was like the surrender bot or whatever, and so it was like these giant creatures, and the super fucking giant creatures. So, anyway, it was a fun series, and that was like one of the first projects I worked on.
What year was that?
God, that was the old Office.
08?
Was it 08? Something like that.
07 maybe.
So when do you consider yourself starting at Rooster Teeth? Was it actually? Do you
Well,
consider
I
it to
mean,
what the beginning of Achievement Hunter or
Achievement
before
Hunter. I mean, I was working here before Achievement Hunter, but really, I say 09 is when I went full time. That was sort of when I started.
I'd forgotten about this till the other day, but we'd collaborated pretty heavily before we ever worked together. In that, you were the commissioner of Griff Ball for a while.
Yeah.
But you would also select the highlights for me.
Yeah, that's right.
So you would provide the highlights, and I would edit them, and they would go on griffball.com.
That's right.
So we actually worked together before we ever worked
Jesus
together.
Christ.
And that was ages ago.
so long
that was
ago.
07. No, 08.
I don't know.
We invented Griff Ball in 2007. 'cause
I
that was
remember,
the same year
I
my
showed
nut
up at the
broke.
office like a week after Griff Ball existed.
Yeah.
And it was like when it was still like that shitty little wall
Yeah.
where you could just jump over it if you wanted to.
The foundry wall, which we built in like 2
Yeah.
minutes, and then
And-
everyone got flung over. It's like, oh, we need to make this
Yeah,
bigger.
like Bernie explained it to me, and you were there. And Bernie explained it to me, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's basically like rugby, where you have to grab the ball and then
Yeah.
score on your opponent's team." I'm like, "Okay, cool." He handed me the controller. I just walked forward, grabbed the ball, and just ran straight in and scored. And I was like, "Oh, this is easy." He's like, "Yeah, it's usually not that easy." And then I got really into it, and that was a lot of fun. I like. I'm terrible at shooting when it comes to first-person shooters, which is what a
Yeah.
third of the whole name.
So you're bad at first person.
I'm
Are you
bad
good
at-
at being person?
Yeah, I'm good at person, and I'm good at first. But shooting, I'm terrible at.
You're good at the F and the P, but the S can piss off.
But and so like that, like I like hammering and like using the sword and everything. Like I got pretty good at that. So when it actually came to playing Griff Ball, I got pretty good at it for a while there, and then
There was, I think, one of my favorite moments in my whole video game career was right after we made Griff Ball. Because there was one game where Bernie was pitching it to Bungie. So we had 4 guys from Bungie who all had the flaming helmets,
Oh,
which
that's
nobody
cool.
else could get at the time. And that was when I was the best person in the world at Griff Ball. So I'd be like ducking it, I'd be like slamming my hammer down and like grabbing the ball and like flinging it over them. And I actually heard a dude at Bungie in the proximity go, "How does he do that?" they were getting really frustrated with me. I was
his
like,
voice.
"I'm good at this." And
Yeah,
then
the-
Andrew Panton came along and Flowers came
Fucking
along and they
Andrew
just blew me away.
that guy's a robot. Yeah,
Yeah.
The hammer jump. I remember like if you could figure out the hammer jump, that was the shit.
I remember like early pioneering efforts for that. Like, is this gonna work? Can you even do this? Like,
Yeah.
they're
crazy.
Picture, like the Manhattan Project, like scientists like drawing diagrams. Like, well, if we all hit our hammers here and someone jumps and we hit the apex.
Well, yeah, then you had the launch where you get 3 people back, and like if you made like a perfect little triangle and have the guy jump at the right time, and then everyone hammer to send him sailing.
Yeah.
I think
It's
we all knew more about the range of the hammer swing than the people who worked on the game.
Oh, yeah, I'm
You
sure.
got that thing down to a science to be like, wait for it, wait, dead.
Yeah, we should jump back into like
I don't know
vanilla
why
Halo
we-
3 Griff Ball.
Why haven't we done a Griff Ball Let's Play?
We
yet?
absolutely should do
We
that.
should just go online and just take on the nation.
You know, Gus, people have been asking for a Achievement Hunter versus podcast Let's Play.
Let's do it.
We should do that sometime.
I've run out of podcast let's plays. I need to film some more. I'm looking at the equipment over there. Yeah, I absolutely need to film some more podcasts.
So,
Just with RTX stuff, I haven't had
Oh,
time. Maybe
yeah.
after RTX we can
Alright.
we can do something like that.
or maybe even
we
at
could have
RTX.
we can have someone set one up for you, so you don't have to bother with the setup, and you
but
can
then
just come in and do it.
cut it and I guess, but y'all would do it if it's.
So
too
someone
much.
actually talked about doing a Let's Play. I saw one on Reddit where they're saying like doing Achievement Hunter versus the podcast Let's Play, record them separately and then release them separately. So like we'd have our Let's Play of us yelling at each other, and then
the
you
other
guys have
side.
yours, but it's the same game. That could be kind of cool.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
It's
interesting.
it's really fun to see stuff happening from 2 point of views.
Yeah.
And that's very clear in this. It's even though it's a split screen, in this week's GTA Let's Play.
Jesus
Ryan
Christ.
Ryan edited that one. He did a really good job of
He did a lot of
just putting split screen because so much is happening at the same time. Seeing stuff from the different angles is really funny.
I really like the three view one where all you guys are on the bridge and you just see the same event from three different views.
It's funny. Like it's really funny right now. A lot of Let's Players on YouTube are all going back to Grand Theft Auto. Like you see like these trends where like suddenly you see like C-Nanners and like Gassy Mexican like playing these games. Or it's like, oh shit, like everyone seems to figure out like, oh yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5's coming out. We should jump back into Grand Theft Auto 4. And
someone today was showing me a GIF from the video today where Ryan goes over a hill, does a front flip on a bike, runs over a different bike, hits the car, and just goes 7 through it. It's like, this game is amazing.
Well, this is the one where I rounded a corner on a motorcycle and like Ryan took a shortcut and it somehow like popped out and like lands on my motorcycle. It's just like, Jesus Christ, man, that game is so much fun.
Did you ever play GTA multiplayer?
Never.
I actually used to play, because I never had a PlayStation, so I played the original Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City and San Andreas on the PC.
Okay.
And there were always multiplayer mods. It'd be called MTA.
Oh yeah, I forgot
And
about
I used to play the crap out of MTA with all the guys from the original Red vs. Blue site, like Jarf and people like that.
God, I forgot about MTA.
It was really fun. Like we had like BF injection races around and stuff.
Yeah, those are good times. But yeah, I mean, it's funny to think back about these games that came out like as gaming on the internet was like becoming standardized. It's like these very popular games that don't have any of those modes that get added in afterwards, like via mods and like fan support. Like even the original Halo on the Xbox, there was no Xbox Live.
Yeah, Xbox Connect.
You could play online, with Xbox Connect, and you'd find like random people. It was laggy as shit and didn't work right, of course, but like you were just so desperate for that multiplayer experience, you were willing to put up with that.
What was your first like big like FPS multiplayer experience you ever had?
First big FPS multiplayer experience. I mean, on LAN stuff, Doom.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember there was a dial-up thing called APCI Doom, APCI Doom. They could dial up and it would fake an IPX network. And so you do like dial-up, over your 2400 baud modem and do 4-player Doom or Doom 2.
You just said a bunch of shit that I don't know what it is.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
What's a baud?
It's like the way you measure the speed of a modem. So it's it was bits per second.
Yeah. So you did 2400 was like the bottom. Well, that wasn't the bottom, but that was really low. And then I remember when 14.4 kbps modems came out. That was, anyway.
Porn must have been a
You should watch Hackers.
So on a 2400 baud modem, which is when I first used the internet, that's what I had. It took a minute to download 10K. So you talk about porn. Like if I wanted to download like a 50 kilobyte JPEG to jack off to later.
Which would be like this big, right?
Yeah, it was like 5 minutes.
Oh my
to
gosh.
wait for one image to download.
So every click was a gamble.
And you didn't know, because you can't see the images. It's all text. You're like, the description for this one sounds good.
So
I'm going to initiate a Z modem transfer and we'll find out in 5 minutes.
So would it ever be like,
I'm going to go prepare.
Would it ever be like,
You couldn't even see them like that.
Hair, good face, tits, dick. Oh, no.
The way I downloaded them, I couldn't see them till they were done.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I guess
Man.
you could.
No, I would say
We live
like,
in a golden age, Gavin.
I remember the first time I played Quake on a cable modem. Like blew my fucking mind. It was like 16-player Quake.
I'm
it was
really
like the coolest
thankful
thing ever.
for the time that I was born. Like I was born into a time where games still looked shit, but they were good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And stuff with like Super Mario was my first.
You're what, 25?
Oh yeah.
No, it's okay. So when you were in school, you saw the issue where it was like you were that Halo nerd, and like it wasn't cool to play video games, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See,
I had that big time. It wasn't cool to be on the internet.
Yeah.
I used to sometimes sign on to the redversusblue.com forums, but I wouldn't let anyone know.
Yeah, I mean, like
Still to this day, there's people who don't know I do stuff on the internet.
But I mean, I know for me, I'm sure for Gus, like growing up, like if you played video games in middle school or high school, you were a fucking nerd.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, you don't do that anymore. And it's like now, if you don't play video games, it's like, oh, now you're a fucking weirdo that you don't play video games.
I remember the day I crossed the line because there was a time where I was not really internet-y, and I would do stuff like hang out with cool people and stuff like that. And then they kind of took to drugs, and I was like, well, I'm not going to do that. And then Red vs. Blue came out, I was like, well, I do like that. So I made a conscious decision to be like, okay, I guess I'm done with the cool people.
So Red versus Blue, it's better than drugs.
It kept me away from the smack.
I remember the first time I thought to download porn on the internet was because of a Newsweek article. Like my family used to get Newsweek back then, and I remember one
What was
week.
Newsweek?
It's like a weekly news magazine.
A magazine?
No, internet doesn't matter.
And
Magazines.
like I remember I was reading it, and there was an article about porn on the internet. And this was like in '94.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
93 maybe. and I was like,
I was 3.
and there was a screenshot of like NCSA Mosaic, like looking at like porn, and you could see the address bar, and I was like, oh my god, I could download this. So I went to my computer and dialed up to the internet and like typed in the address that was in Newsweek, and I was like, holy shit, that image, I have it now.
They didn't know to block out the address.
No one really, like, it was like a weird time, like the internet was, no, it was probably earlier than that then. It might have been, no, but it was still a web browser.
It reminds
really
me of
funny.
that clip of those news anchors who are reading that web address. Do you remember that one? It's the one that the guy got in trouble for posting, where they're like, "What is internet?"
Yeah.
I
What
mean,
is www?
it's www and then like an A, but like a circle A, and they're really confused.
Oh, the Today Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, they asked someone else, like, what is internet? Do you know what is this?
And then the woman is like, "I think what you can do is that like you send information, but then you can get information." And they were like blown away by it. It's like, wow, I can't even imagine what that world must have been like.
Well,
Yeah.
it's so crazy. I mean, even my nephew, who's like a year and a half old, I can hand him my iPhone and he can unlock
Yeah.
my iPhone.
Yeah.
And it's like he doesn't know how to do.
The thing I don't understand
he
is,
still
like,
bites everything.
He still
put- you know.
pisses himself.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but he's like, oh, iPhone. Like,
thing I don't
he'll, like,
understand-
he can take like my sister's iPhone, unlock it, get to his games, and start playing.
Yeah, I
Is
went to-
that like the sign of like ultimate usability? Like
yeah.
your
That a child
shit
could
is
do it?
easy to use,
Yeah.
and someone
Yeah.
who like is incontinent.
I went
can't figure it
to
out.
I went to see Man of Steel, and I was sitting next to like this kid, and he was like probably like 4, and like he was on his what I assumed could have been his own iPhone. He was on like playing games and like searching and everything, like navigating it perfectly, going from one app to another. And I'm just like, if I was 4 back in my time, I wouldn't know what the fuck to
You're like,
do with that.
you use an iPhone better than my mom does.
Yeah, exactly.
What's going
The
on?
thing I never understood is before phones and texting and mobile phones, if you arranged to meet someone somewhere and they didn't show up, what did you do?
You called their house and
Yeah.
you
How?
up there from a payphone?
You go to a payphone and call
Yeah.
their house.
I saw a payphone
Calling.
at an airport recently, and I saw someone on it. I was like, wow, someone's on a payphone. That's.
I'm actually now to the point where I freak out when someone calls me.
Yeah.
Because
It's a
messaging
little
is so
weird.
easy.
You don't
like
expect
if
it.
I was to receive a call from you, I'd be like, "What? Jesus, what's wrong?
He must be
Gus?
dying, yeah.
Hello? What's wrong, Gus? Are you stuck down the well?"
I freaked out today. Like I was working, I had my headphones on, and I'm like working on spreadsheets and stuff. And the phone on my desk rang, and I did the thing where like I slowly turned to look at it. I'm like, what the fuck? And I look at it, and I'm like, it's ringing, like the light's flashing. I'm like,
This is not a drill. This is not a
I
drill.
felt like Keanu Reeves in the
like- yeah, I was
Matrix
gonna
when
say,
like, his phone rings after the FedEx thing like picks it up. I was like so freaked out, and it was someone, you know, I'll tell the story later, but it's
Yeah.
like a mutual friend of ours. And I'm like, Eric? it was so fucking weird.
Speaking of payphones, I used to do this thing back when I lived in California, and I would go to Disneyland all the time. I would, they have all these payphones all around Disneyland, and they have
From
like
the past.
in
No.
in Disneyland.
Yeah, in Disneyland they have payphones, and they have the number posted on the phone so that you can call it. So I used to do this thing where I would like post the number on Twitter, and be like, "I'll be standing here for 5 minutes. Call this number." And I would
Did it
get
just ring
calls.
nonstop?
Katie called me one time from Australia,
Wow.
which was weird. Gus called me one time. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I
You were
remember.
just like, "Hey, it's Gus.
What's up?
I'm walking my dog. I gotta go."
You weren't even at home. You were just out and about.
That was like around, you know, there's like that little park in front of my house. I was
Yeah,
like walking
busy
around.
hiding from your neighbor.
It was
Yeah, it
like
was
I was
cool.
right by the tree
The
where I hide
squirrel.
from my neighbor.
So you saw Man of Steel.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
Hold on. Before Man of Steel, let me read this. I mean, I've been trying to read this for a while. I want to remind everyone that this episode is brought to you by.
Somebody just tweeted. It says, "Man of Steel is the Dragon Ball Z film we've been waiting for." When I was watching that movie, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, this just really makes me want to see a Dragon Ball Z movie.
You know,
So did you both of you see it?
I've seen it.
Did you see it?
I've not seen it.
I'm not going to ruin anything. You know all the stuff, like you know all the stuff we have on Earth. That film should have been called Superman Smashes All the Stuff.
There is so much collateral damage.
He
in that movie.
trashes everything. The whole place obliterated.
To the point where it's like, it bothers me that he's doing that.
Would it be like better if Superman died?
So it would have been,
Yeah.
and at the end they're like, "Thanks, buddy." They should be like, "What have you
thankful.
done to our planet?"
Not only is it his fault that all
Yeah.
this happened, he destroyed everything. I would be super pissed at
It was
Superman.
like-
Super pissed.
It's gonna be
was-
like the sequel, Superman. Super pissed.
Yeah. Superman fixes buildings.
Yeah.
The movie.
It was meant that visually a fantastic looking movie.
Yeah. It looks great.
It looks so good.
Yeah.
And some of those things.
Zack
are
Snyder directed it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They
got
even
his
had the
300.
line.
this is madness.
Yeah, they did. I thought of that.
I was expecting
Really?
Sorola just to come in and just kick some dude in the dick.
Man.
The last Superman movie was so terrible, it turned me off to
Brandon
the franchise.
Ruth or
It's
Ralph.
better
But that
than
was the
last
Bryan Singer movie.
I know,
Yeah.
I love Bryan Singer.
He
I don't
skipped out
know-
on X-Men 3 for that, right?
Yes.
I think everyone remembers that movie the same way. They remember the first bit where he catches the plane, and they remember the bullet deflecting off the eye.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is kind of just a mucky blur of
he was
bad
like
story.
building islands and
Yeah.
land.
Yeah, he dropped,
Kevin
he dropped the
Spacey
crystal in,
yells.
and then it built, and then he did it on a big scale, and he's
And
like,
Kumar was there. Like Kumar was a villain who didn't say anything from Harold and Kumar. Remember that? He was like one of Lex Luthor's henchmen.
oh, he was?
Yeah. And they do that thing where like the thing's collapsing at the end and they run like directly like underneath it instead of away from it.
Like the Prometheus effect.
Yeah, like they do in every
This
fucking
movie
movie.
is the least like a Superman movie of all the Superman
good?
movies.
JJ
It's
was trying to
basically
do-
an alien movie.
JJ was trying to defend it earlier. I said, I'm sick of Superman because I'm sick of seeing fucking origin stories. He goes, no, it's more like Star Trek. He goes, and plus they spend like 30 minutes on Krypton at the beginning of the movie. I go, that's a fucking origin story.
Yeah, that's
if they
what I
spend
said.
if they spend a fucking quarter of the movie at fucking his home planet, it's origin.
That was one of the surprising things about it, because in the original Superman movie, it's just, you see like a wide of the planet, and then you see everyone with the weirdly bright clothes, and then it's over and they shoot the baby. But you actually see what the planet was like in this movie.
Yeah.
And it was interesting, because I didn't expect that.
Well, Russell Crowe's like a big part of it, right?
He is.
Is he
Yeah.
Jor-El?
Yeah, he's Jor-El.
He's Jor-El.
And so, and I
Yeah,
guess
and-
like the S actually isn't an S. It's like a symbol.
Yeah, it's like
like
a
they have
family.
different
It's like the
symbols. that
family-
rec-
It's like
the
the coat of
sigil.
arms. It means hope.
okay.
The sigil.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
It's-
whole story-
It's kind of a cool idea.
The whole story is different, and they also validated a bunch of stuff that I always thought was dumb about Superman.
Like what? Give me an
Like
example.
his suit. Where does he get a suit?
I don't know, the fucking tailor?
Yeah, but the thing in this movie, the suit was from Krypton. and-
Don't they wrap him in it in like as a baby? They wrapped him in it.
Well, that's-
In the old Superman movie, that's what they did, right?
okay. Or they
Oh,
wrap
is that
him
what
in a
it is?
cape
So
or
it's from the
something.
The
planet.
cape, yeah.
I guess I saw a version of Superman where they just made it like a costume.
Really?
Which was dumb. But anyway, the suit is, the idea behind the suit is that it's something you wear under the armor.
Oh, okay.
So Superman is basically,
So
he's a dude
He's
wearing,
like, he's like the Zero suit version.
he's
of
wearing the
Superman.
undersuit of big beefy armor that they wear on Krypton.
So on
okay.
Krypton, did he leave Krypton as a baby or as an
Yeah.
adult?
Yeah, that's
so
as a
how
baby.
did they know his size?
Well, maybe it's super nylon.
Well, I mean,
maybe
I
it's
imagine
super
they
silk.
make it out of some fabric that adjusts to his beefy, impeccable body. That guy had a bod.
How is it? Henry Cavill? Is that his name?
Henry Cavill, yeah, he's an
Yeah.
English fellow.
Yeah.
The first English bloke to play Superman since the baby in the original Superman movie, who under the Superman curse is dead, died at age 14.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's awful.
solvent abuse.
Jesus Christ.
So,
Didn't George
like
Reed died
huffing-
too, right?
Yeah, I
Spray
think he
paint?
huffed a bunch of glue or something and died.
Wow. Not so super,
Not
huh?
so super after all.
That's unfortunate.
So he's British. I don't like Superman being British.
well, isn't
Every
Spider-Man's British too, isn't it?
superhero has been a
Spider-Man's
Brit.
British.
I don't
too.
care about Spider-Man.
But I'm
Superman's an
saying, like, we're
American.
saying like superheroes are now becoming British.
Superman's American.
Yeah.
They're either British or Ryan
In the
Reynolds.
story, you don't have
Well,
to have.
Christian Bale is what, Australian or
He's Welsh. He's British.
What-
Yeah, he's British.
he's British?
He's
Really?
Welsh. He's
So
from Wales.
Batman's British, Superman's British,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's British.
It turns out that English people can do very good American accents.
Isn't what's
Can
was-
they?
Oh, when it wasn't until I know this is going to sound really stupid and ignorant of me. It wasn't until Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy that it clicked on me that Gary Oldman's not American.
Oh, really?
He's a Brit.
Yeah.
So Commissioner
Yeah.
Gordon is also British.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy and I was like, his accent's really good. I looked at him on IMDb. I was like, oh, holy shit.
Yeah.
You watch a show like The Wire. Stringer Bell's a Brit.
I
The-
know.
The bloody
McNulty's a Brit,
McNulty's
too,
a Brit.
yeah.
Dominic West.
Yeah.
Well, they're all Brits. We're taking over.
Game of Thrones. Don't get me started.
Jesus Christ.
Nothing but.
Man. So I went to Vegas. That was fun.
Where'd you stay?
I stayed at the Aria actually.
So I didn't tell you this. The last time I was at Vegas, I was playing craps at the Aria. I wasn't staying there. I was staying somewhere else. No, I was staying there. I was staying at the Aria. It was when I went for NAB.
Okay.
I was playing craps at the Aria, and I kept thinking that I could hear someone yelling my name. I was like looking around, and I realized that one of the dealers at the other craps tables was calling me.
Oh, wow.
And I walked over, and it was someone I guess who's on the website who recognized me.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was talking with him, and he said, "Yeah, were you here a couple months ago? I think I saw you." And I had been there. I was there for Dice.
Okay.
He goes, "Yeah, I thought I saw you, and I thought I saw Barbara too." I was like, "Yeah, she was here." He's like, "Oh man, that's awesome." I was like, "Yeah, we always play craps here anytime we're in Vegas."
That's cool. Yeah, I love craps so much. It's so much fun. I taught Katie how to play craps, so it's always fun introducing someone and being like, okay, this is how you do it, and kind of work your way into it. And then we actually went down to the Fremont, the old Vegas, which is like the super ghetto Vegas, and it was all actually there was
Where you get beaten up and chucked out the back door.
pretty well. It's where you go get like just hammered.
Yeah.
It's like where everything is like they have like $1 tables for
You're gonna see
anything
like
you want
all
to
the
play.
super old people.
Yeah, and they have like Glitter Gulch, which is like the skeeziest strip club ever. And anyway, and like
Did you go to Glitter Gulch?
no, we didn't. We walked past it.
Okay.
What's it
They have like
called?
Biff's
That's what he
Casino.
said.
They have Biff's
That sounds
Casino at the
gross.
end. Like remember Back to the Future Part 2?
Yeah.
Like Biff lives in that casino, like the thing.
Yeah.
They filmed that in Vegas, and it's at the end of Fremont Street. It's like the sort of rounded thing, but
Gulch.
anyway.
Whoa.
So anyway, I wanted to tell you on the flight back, I had a travel story that
Who
Gus,
died?
I think you'd appreciate. No one died.
Where'd you fly back?
We flew back Southwest,
Oh, so nonstop?
nonstop.
Nice.
Well, it's like there's only one. Or I guess
the best you
American
can
flies. Does American fly nonstop now?
No, oh well, U.S. Airways did, so I guess now
right.
technically American
If
does.
you had a
but-
pattern where every flight you took, someone died on it, would you keep flying?
Sure.
Really?
Not my fault.
It's not. Yeah, it's not me, is it?
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
If I was forced to kill someone every flight, then no, I would not fly.
But what if say
What
you
if you
flew?
got first class for killing someone?
Ooh.
Like
Depends
every
how
flight,
long. No,
they're like, no, every flight they're like, someone's duct taped to a chair.
Hunger Games,
And they're
go.
like, just stab him, and the flight's free, and you get first class.
Well, see, if
Wow,
it was
this
like
got
that, if it
dark.
was like that, I don't know. It would depend.
Mask over the head, you don't even
Is
see
it-
it.
Yeah, is he, well, is he
my
a
head or
hobo?
their
Does he have a
their head.
family?
It's like, wait, okay, we're gonna put a mask on here. You start going like this, and we're gonna
Put
push
someone
you
in front of
towards.
you. We'll help you murder
don't know
someone. Don't stop until we tell you.
But say you were trying to ruin the pattern. You kept flying to be like, it's a coincidence. Shit, someone died again. So you fly again. It's like, God, someone died again, and it happened 10 times. Would you keep flying?
Yeah,
You really would.
yeah. Why not? It's
Because
coincidence.
people are dying because
Yeah,
of you.
I gotta go
Not
with
because
Jack on
of
this.
me. This is coincidence. It just happened. I happen to be on flights that people die.
All right, what if you were about to get on a flight, the
Uh-huh.
11th flight, but then you didn't, and then nobody died on that flight?
How would I know?
You would
I'm not gonna
call.
check the manifest.
You would go to a payphone.
At this
Breaking
point,
news,
you
Jake.
would
the
want
number
to. At
died
this
on
point,
the
you
flight.
would be curious.
I guess so. If I had gone 10 flights in a row and someone died every single flight, then I might be curious.
You'd be getting onto planes and be like, you might want to get a body bag on the side.
What if
like
you
you
like
bring
get on
your
the
own.
plane, you board,
Yeah.
and then you get up and leave?
Yeah, I was looking around the terminal like, who's it gonna be out there? But no, so we were boarding Southwest, and Southwest they don't have assigned seats, right? They have it's just cattle call where you
That's
get
where
on.
you line
It's
up
a bus.
in the airport
Yeah.
under the seat numbers.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hate that.
And so we get
dumb.
on, and by like the 7th or 8th row, there's a woman sitting in the aisle, and there's 2 empty seats. So Katie and I, we sat down in the 2 seats, and we're sitting there, and the plane's pretty much loaded, and the woman next to us, like, or the woman in the aisle, she like calls the flight attendants or whatever, and they're talking. I'm not really paying attention, and they like bring her a trash bag, and it's like, oh, that's weird. Okay. And then she does the like grabs the trash bag and starts just
On the ground?
violently vomiting into the trash. Like I mean like
You haven't even taken off
not
yet.
even taken off yet. Like stereotypical vomiting. And this is an older woman. This isn't like a party girl or anything like that. This is like a teacher-looking woman. And it's just like, oh God. And you have that sort of smell of it, you know, and you're in that trapped room.
Ugh.
And it's
The
like,
smell of vomit is enough to make you
yeah. And so I'm sitting there like, oh God. And so she just starts vomiting like crazy. Gets up. You all right, Gavin?
No.
I can slow down if you want me to.
Just be very not detailed about
All right, so then she gets up and goes to the restroom. Like she sits back down. She's like, doing that heavy breathing. Then do it again. It's
She
like,
didn't warn you at all?
No. And so it's just
play
like, so the
this.
flight attendant's like, are you okay to fly? Are you okay to fly? And it's like, oh no. And so she's like, yes, I'm okay to fly. She had actually come in from Seattle. So she was flying Seattle to Vegas to Austin. So she was like, she had sat on the plane when it unloaded and reloaded. So she hadn't left the plane. And somewhere in that jump between Seattle and Vegas, she got sick. And so she's like, she feels really bad. I feel terrible for her, but still it's like, oh God. And yeah, the whole flight, like the 2-hour flight, just like, she's like has her hand on the trash bag and like went to the bathroom probably 8-9 times. And I will say she powered through it though and made it through the flight. But it was like, what are the odds of me sitting down next to, and it was like the woman throwing up and then like 4 rows back is a screaming baby. It was like the worst flight ever.
The last time I
But-
flew to Vegas, probably about 45 minutes before landing, I was sitting kind of up. It was a Southwest flight as well. I was sitting kind of close to the front, like row 8 or so.
To Vegas or from Vegas?
This was to Vegas.
Okay.
I was sitting up like row 8 or so, and like I said, about 45 minutes till the end of the flight, I could see that flight attendants were collecting up at the bulkhead. Like I was sitting on the left side of the plane, up on the right side of the plane at the bulkhead. There's like 3 flight attendants standing there. I'm like, that's kind of weird. Like
Yeah,
that's not
sketchy.
good. And then like one of them leaves and comes back and she's wearing gloves and she has gloves for the other ones.
Oh, no.
So they're all like putting gloves on. I'm like, oh shit, like what's going on up there? And
Is Jack on the plane?
yeah, like one of them leaves and then comes back. She's got like something in her hand I can't see. And I'm like,
Was it a baby or something?
I don't know. Like I'm like, oh shit, like something's going on. They're being like really cool about it. Like they're trying to be like very nonchalant. And then we finally land and I walk up and I look like right there in that area, and the whole wall is just covered in vomit.
Oh.
Like all around the window, like all dripping down, like everywhere. And there's like a flight attendant there with the gloves on, like scrubbing the wall. I'm like, man, it was nasty. It was just like dark brown and clotted and just like sliding all down the wall.
How do you do that without popping?
But the sad thing about that is like, think how many times I know I've flown on planes and I always get the window seat because I'm a bigger guy and I can flatten up against that window and I usually just pass out. Just my face has been resting where, I'm sure at some point over the course of the multiple years, I mean, those planes are 20 years old.
Some of them still have
Someone's
ashtrays.
thrown up on them. Yeah, someone still have a little ashtray thing
Yeah.
you'd see, but
Back when they thought, a flame on a plane was a good idea.
It's not a flame.
You get a flame to light a cigarette.
Unless one person lights a cigarette at the beginning of the flight and they just keep it alive.
Yeah, just keep an ash
They just
going.
keep passing it. Like everyone can keep smoking as long as someone has a cigarette.
And the guy who
going.
started it is ready for a second one, and he's like, "Hurry up! Get him back down the front."
yeah. So anyway, my travel experiences lately have not been fun. So
Well-
dead guy and an incredibly violently sick woman. So
Well, luckily you have a really long flight for PAX Australia coming
yeah.
up.
We're-
So they announced the Hanabi party
Yeah, they
during
did.
PAX Australia.
yeah.
I
So
don't know how that's going.
You,
If-
Bernie, and myself got to go drinking.
That was a cool little card they made for it.
it's very inspired by animated adventures.
I got pretty gutted today when we had a meeting and Barbara said that we're not meant to drink too much in RTX. That really disappointed me.
You can drink, just be functional.
Not to
Yeah.
excess.
What do I have to do that requires function?
Sign stuff. Can you as long as you can hold a pen in your hand and probably stand, maybe even just sit and not just fall out of your chair, you should be okay to go. Because we have the achievement hunter area. We're like, so the achievement hunter area, can we talk about this? Like, as far as like
Not-
the signing stuff?
Yes.
Okay, so the signing stuff, we've got multiple signing areas, and there will be an achievement hunter area, which is going to be the 6 of us. So the 6 sort of main achievement hunters will have like a wall where we're all going to be signing our stuff. So if you want to get any of us, you have to go through a line to get to all the achievement hunter guys. So we're all going to be in that
There's
area.
going to be a bunch of games and stuff to
Yeah,
do.
and we're also
in
going to have a
that
lot of
area.
games there as well. Similar to RTX last year, if you came last year.
But bigger
But
and
much
more.
bigger. Some cool games. Still working on exact final details and stuff, but it's going to be very, very badass. But yeah, we'll have an achievement hunter area that'll be, it'll be myself, Jeff, Gavin, Michael, Ryan, and Ray, like all in a row. So you can get all of us in a row. So it's going to be fun.
I'm
So-
excited about my first RTX.
Oh, that's right. You skipped out last year.
I've been there
better
more
things
than
to
you
do.
have.
We have a press release coming out soon with a bunch of information about specific exhibitors
And also Lindsay, sorry.
and special guests and programming that we will have at the event. So we've been very
So it's coming out
tight-lipped
soon?
about it, but yeah, it'll be like this week.
So what has been announced?
We've been very vague about
Okay.
it.
Can we talk about the thing that got tweeted by some other company? I don't know if we've officially announced it.
No, you
We
cannot
can't?
talk about
Okay.
that.
There's an RT Animated Adventures panel Sunday at 4 o'clock.
There's a
Is that just you?
Achievement Hunter panel.
No,
at
it's
10.
me, Gus, and Bernie.
Oh.
Achievement Hunter panel 10 a.m. on Saturday. 10 a.m. That seems too early.
I have to, yeah, I'm signing with Kara at 10 a.m. on Saturday. I told her not to get drunk. No, Sunday. I'm signing 10 a.m. on Sunday with Kara.
Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah.
We're probably going to do a live Let's Play of some sort.
Yeah,
as
we're
well.
probably gonna play GTA or Minecraft or something. Let's play on the stage.
We really need a game that just shits gold, though.
I think Minecraft has shit a lot of gold for us.
Make sure
I
you
think
are you gonna-
Minecraft-
are you going to get Xboxes?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we-
This is the first I'm hearing about this Let's Play on this panel.
I'm
Wait,
sorry. I assume
Gus
the
goes to
stage-
logistics
I assume
right
the
away.
esports arena already had.
Oh, you're doing it on
Xboxes.
center stage? Oh, yeah, if it's on center stage, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay, I thought this was like in a panel room or something.
No,
I
no,
think
no, no.
All right, calm down.
Minecraft.
Wait, your Let's Play's on Friday, isn't it?
Is it?
Your Let's Play's on Friday.
I should look at the schedule.
Yeah.
Do we have the stage schedule yet?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's on
okay.
Friday.
I know. Well, the esports arena stage.
Center stage.
Is that what's called?
Yeah.
Center stage now. Okay. So,
Yeah, it's on Friday.
all right.
At
Cool.
2 p.m., I want to say.
Sweet.
I think GTA will be better than Minecraft Live.
You think so?
Minecraft Let's Plays are so long.
But they're fun though. But I mean,
much
that's sort of.
I think
There's
GTA
already a
would be
game on
funny.
my schedule.
Oh, is there? Oh, okay. Well, there you
Is there?
go.
I guess we need to talk about that. I don't know
Oh,
where
God.
the game
What?
came from. Yeah.
All right. I don't know. I like we
Was it
talked about
Tetris?
it today.
It might be. We might like try and figure out an additional one or something.
Yeah, anyway, we'll figure out
That's
something.
cool. Yeah,
we
we,
do cops and robbers or something. Like, we'll figure out something. But anyway, yeah, so we're going to be doing that live on stage. And then I don't know if it's too late, but we might try to get some horse going. We had a lot of fun doing that last year. I don't know how busy Center Stage is right now, but
I don't know what happened to me this morning, but I drank a bunch of coffee.
is that
I
unusual?
saw you were really.
What do you normally do with coffee?
This morning?
No, like I drank way too much, and then like I started thinking about stuff, and I started freaking
you
out.
were like pacing the
It
floor.
was like you were back on the plane over Japan.
Yeah, and I was like,
Lock yourself in the bathroom.
like I couldn't stop moving.
Yeah.
Like I came over here actually. I remember you were working here by yourself. I brought a package over, and I like circled in here for a bit. Then I left.
wondering what you were doing.
Yeah, I was like, I can't stop. I can't stop. I gotta be moving. But I calmed down eventually. You ever do that? You ever like drink?
Oh,
you drink Red Bull.
I OD on Red Bull constantly.
Yeah.
Because
do
I try.
soda.
Indeed, right now.
Because it's so slow to take effect that I'll chug one right before a Let's Play, and we'll be in the first 10 minutes, and I'll be like, man, it's low energy, so I'll just bosh another one, and then I'll be like, oh no, yes, it's good now, and it'll just keep going. I'll be like, this is good, this is mental now. And then
Catch
I'm
everything
just
on
like
fire.
twitching off my brain in the middle of the video.
It's funny to me to think about how caffeine and like these energy drinks and this, it's literally like a chemical. It's a drug
Yeah.
that's legal
Yeah.
that like causes you to do that.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy to me. It's like there is this chemical. There's this, like with coffee, there's this bean that grows, and you grind it up and you pour hot water on it and you drink that water, and then you get like
I'm amazed at
Hyper.
how humanity discovered these things, like smoking
Yeah.
tobacco. Did a random field of tobacco catch fire and everyone was just walking through and was just like,
Ooh, that smells good.
Yeah.
I'm in flavor
feel,
country.
What do you eat right now?
I think about that with fruit a lot, like oranges. Like I'll be peeling an orange, I'll think like, who's the first dude who found an orange and was like, I'm gonna try to eat this, and like
Yeah.
takes a bite out of it and is like, well, the inside's good, but the outside's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, you can peel this right off.
and I think a lot of stuff and it evolves in a way to make you be repelled by it if it's bad. Like stuff you're not meant to eat, it usually tastes disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But some
or
stuff,
it looks like uninviting.
yeah, but some stuff like delicacies in other countries, you heave immediately after putting it in your mouth, but apparently it's fine to eat. So I don't know how people kept stuff down originally.
Yeah.
And were like, yeah, this is great.
Well, it's also a taste thing,
People have
too.
different palates. Like there were no
Yeah.
spices. Like
You
back
have a
in the day.
different palate.
Thank you.
I think I've read before that when humans are born, they do not have a taste for salt. Like you do not like the taste of salt when you're
Oh really?
really young, and it's an acquired taste. But by the
Oh.
time you realize it, you're already older.
I heard that babies don't have kneecaps. That really grossed me out.
Well, babies have over 300 bones, but then they
fuse.
merge back to like 206 bones.
And wait, what? About kneecaps?
That's what I heard. They're
think they're
born
just
without
separate.
kneecaps,
They're
and
not
then they
like-
just
It's not
they
encasing
form
the
a
knee.
kneecap as they get older.
And it's the same
That
with the
really
head.
grossed me out.
Like a baby's skull has to squash its way down through
Yeah.
a vagina, and I think the knees have to bend in certain ways that they usually wouldn't.
Like backwards.
But then it all,
Like a
it all
flamingo.
goes normal afterwards.
Yeah. That's like a sad part of getting older. It's like your bones fuse together, your joints don't work as good as they used to.
I used to be a whole lot. I used to be more flexible, man.
You know
It's
how,
like,
like-
man, I wish I had some baby in my knee.
Like everyone has the same amount of bones
pesky
now. Like, we all
kneecap.
Yeah.
have the same amount of bones. But imagine if it just kept going. Like by the time you're 95, you have like 7 bones, and you can only move like.
Your arms are like stuck
just
out.
important one.
And it gets to the point where it's like, I broke my right. My front got shattered. Like.
Yeah.
It's like you sit like, you'd have to have like special furniture as you age, as your bones fuse.
An
It's like,
old man
Oh,
couch.
that's a chair for a 30-year-old. I need a 70-year-old man chair.
Yeah, it's like when they put the age on kid stuff, it like just keeps going.
Yeah.
Like 75 to 84.
Yeah, like
Baby-
you get
baby stuff's
really
like-
old, eventually you're just one.
Yeah.
Like, well, we've never had to make furniture like this before. The lowest we've gone is a 3.
You just end up like an ironing board.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a bone.
Oh man. Okay, so what TV's coming out now? Like we've got Game of Thrones is done.
Breaking Bad starts
Breaking Bad,
August
August.
11th. I
That's
think.
Yeah.
too far away.
I know.
Actually,
What are we gonna do until then?
Dexter comes out August 30th. I don't know if anyone watches
Is
Dexter.
it August? I thought it was like 3 weeks.
No, I'm sorry, June 30th.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, this is the final season of Dexter, as well. Do you watch that show?
I've seen all of Dexter.
You would like that show.
I probably would. It's probably one of the ones that everyone keeps yapping about. I'm going to try.
The
next.
first
I
two,
don't know. I've been giving it chances for the last couple of years, but now that I know it's the final season, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah,
So what, you given it chances and didn't like it?
I thought the first season
Was it like Gus and
the
Final
first
Cut?
season was the best season to me.
the first season was so good. I was like so drawn
Yeah.
in. And I started watching the second season. I was like,
second season was a little drop off.
Yeah.
Third season was the worst. Fourth season
yeah,
came
they
back.
lost me on the second.
Yeah,
It's like the storyline's self-encapsulated in the first season, and it's like it's so good and well done. You're just like,
It's good because
I really
it's
wanna
based on
watch
the
this.
book, and it's able to draw everything out.
well, John
in a
Lithgow
series.
is he season 4 or 5?
That's season 4.
Yeah, that season is fucking
1 and
incredible.
4 are the best.
Yeah, and then even last season was pretty good. Like they had a villain last season that like unfortunately they couldn't. They usually have one big villain who lasts the whole thing. They had to like this guy. He wasn't around for the whole thing because he had to go shoot Thor 2. So and like in
Really?
the,
Is that why they killed him off?
Yeah. So
They're making Thor 2?
yeah. Well, he's an actor.
You know that?
That was the last thing I worked on before I came here.
Really?
Oh, really?
I did a visual effects test against a green screen for Thor 2.
Huh.
I didn't see anyone of the importance there, but it was for the movie.
Yeah,
It's like a test.
so that's coming out later this year, I thought.
yeah.
It is?
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
Have you not seen the
I think
trailer?
in November.
There's a trailer?
Yeah. It's Captain America: Winter Soldier, and then Thor 2.
There's
is,
anner Captain America?
yeah, they're
They gotta
rotating-
go around again so they can have Avengers too.
Yeah,
Did you
they're
see the
getting
trailer
up to Avengers 2.
for Nighthawk Extreme?
You're lying. Well, they would not.
No, so
they
it's-
didn't make the first one of those movies.
No, it's Iron Man 3, and then Thor 2, and then Captain America 2, and then is there anything else, or is it Avengers 2 after that?
I think it's Avengers too. I don't think Hulk's getting a
There's
movie.
Hulk here.
yeah, and then Avengers 2,
Hulkier.
and then they're doing
Hulkiest.
Guardian. Then
Oh,
they're doing
Hulk 2, husky.
and then
Just like it's the Hulk's just fat.
and then they're doing Guardians of the
become one
Galaxy. Have you seen the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff?
What?
Guardians of the Galaxy. It's fun. That's where like Marvel goes off the deep end, where they've got like
you
a
seen-
raccoon who's
have
like
you
a
seen the-
fucking.
I'm not believing you on anything.
No, seriously, it's like so. There's like this is
Birdman
we're in the
shows up.
second phase of the Marvel series right now. The first phase was everything up to Avengers 1. Phase 2 is everything leading up to Avengers 2. Then Phase 3 is after that. So Phase 2 is Phase 2 is Captain America, Winter Soldier, Dark Prophecy, Thor 2, Dark Prophecy, Iron Man 3, and then Avengers 2, and then they're doing Guardians of the Galaxy, which is like this. It's like another Avengers type of group. It's like a superhero group, but it's like crazy fucking characters from a different dimension.
And then you've
Are
got
they
the-
making another X-Men movie? More importantly, I'm not even listening to you. I told
They
you.
are. They're making a new. They're making a sequel to X-Men or X-Men
First Class?
First Class.
Okay.
I'm just
And it
waiting for the
apparently links this it links the First Class to the Bryan Singer trilogy.
Okay.
Or to the I guess the
Two movies.
The first two. They're kind of forgetting about the third one.
I
They're
hated
still like,
that movie.
Yeah, they're like fuck that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
Brett
that movie
Ratner.
was fucking terrible. I liked First Class.
First Class was
I thought
good.
it was-
And
First Class was good.
and
solid.
so it's the same guys. It's James
Shut up.
McAvoy and Michael Fassbender, but they also have Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart back.
Are they
So
gonna-
they're like linking them all back.
Are they gonna do any Dark Phoenix stuff?
I don't know. I think Dark Phoenix technically started with the end of 2, and so they're
Right, like they teased it. Like I thought it was gonna be great.
Yeah.
And then they made that fucking shit pile
Yeah.
third movie.
Where- so bad.
Brett Ratner just bipped everyone and everyone was dead.
well, not only that, but it was like so 3 is like they had the cure or whatever, and then they hit Magneto with like fucking 7 needles of the cure. And then the teaser after the credits, whatever, was like he
still has
moved
the
it. It's like,
powers,
oh well, then fuck, okay. I guess it
I like
doesn't
to
really
imagine
work.
he just.
it.
I just
Like
like
it's he's somewhere like playing like he's playing chess,
Yeah.
and then he like moves his hand and like the little chess piece moves. And so it's like he's getting his powers back anyway, so it didn't even work.
I like to imagine it was just like cut short when like really it like pulls out and a guy like bumped the table. He's like, "Oh, sorry, I moved the piece."
My bad.
He's
It's like when you're a kid and
"Oh."
you try to be a Jedi,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like it actually happens. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you see it move and then Magneto goes, "Bless you."
So anyway, but yeah, it's gonna fill in that gap between First Class and 1.
Okay.
And then a new Wolverine movie's coming out soon.
oh yeah,
No,
I have heard about that.
Yeah, that is like
What
so.
about Ant-Man? Have you heard about that?
What about
it's
the
Edgar
Pembrokes
Wright,
of
right?
East Wing?
What?
Edgar Wright's directing an Ant-Man movie. Seriously, yeah, Edgar Wright, the guy who did Shaun of the Dead, and
I know who Edgar Wright is. I don't know who the fuck Ant-Man is.
He's another character. It's Marvel, right? Yeah, he's a character that can control
can't
his
keep telling
size, so he can go down to the size of an ant to like
How
normal
desperate
human.
were they when they fucking thought up Ant-Man?
This was like the
and they're
60s,
like,
man.
let's get a guy who can control his size. What do we call him? Chango? Sizo? No, let's call him Ant-Man because ants change size all the time.
Oh, well, that's
he
what he
can
can
down to
do.
the size
That's
of
what
an
they
ant.
told me.
So he can't just lift the like 10 times his own body weight.
No. So he can shrink, but like he has like he can go from small to big. So he'll use that. So he'll get small and then like become big and use his momentum to like do cool shit.
Do cool shit.
Yeah, so like he'll punch, but it'll like start small and like build up a punch.
What else can he do? What other cool shit can you do?
I have no
changing from
idea.
small to
I know
big?
there's an effects test where they were doing that, where it was like Ant-Man fighting, and it was like very crazy back and forth, getting smaller.
They could have called him Dick Man. Oh, and look. Whoa.
Really?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of things to go from small to big. That's so stupid.
So you're a grower.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you kind of unimpressive when it's cold?
Oh,
and-
yeah, it's like
It's
nothing.
cold. Yeah. Aren't we all?
It's tiny.
No, there's,
you not a grower?
there's growers and showers.
I think I've changed.
Really?
You changed?
I used to be
That's
a
possible?
I used to be a grower, but now it's like my knob can't be bothered to shrink back down afterwards.
That's Ant-Man 2.
It's like,
I can't get small again.
can't be bothered.
He's like, he can only get bigger.
Yeah.
And it's like,
they injected him with the cure, and then now it's just a flaccid penis. He's going like, oh, he's getting his powers back.
Somebody just bumped the table.
Jesus Christ.
oh, it's like, it's true. It always comes back to dicks.
Yep.
Full circle. You started on dicks today.
It
I
did.
think it started when Gavin started showing up on the podcast. It wasn't like that before.
No, it was.
Not that bad.
It was pretty dicky.
No.
I want to tell a story that has nothing to do with dicks. though.
Oh my
Okay,
god, really?
go.
Go for
Yeah.
it.
Last time I was on the podcast, we were talking about people in like awkward situations needing to be rescued, like
Yeah.
by their friends or something. Like
So
Barbara
this
was
was a story you started on the podcast.
Yeah.
You started it as saying,
I was at a party once
with Gavin,
with Gavin
and then
once.
you got interrupted, and the tweet feed just went mental. They're like, what was the story?
So I need to finish the story. So, all right, it was
Figure out the number of
What
the
podcast was this?
I think it was like 15 podcasts.
whichever
ago.
one I was on last. I
Wow.
think.
Hey, Gus, we should wrap it up right now. Like, go ahead.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, cool, thanks.
So anyway, we were at a party in LA, and
You know, as you do.
yeah, well, that's where I live. So you were talking, like this one girl, like who you didn't want to be bothered with, was talking to you for like 20 minutes, and like I could see from across the room that you were just like, you know, cornered and like dejected, like looking for a way out. So I was like, I better go save Gavin, you know, my friend. You know, he'd do the same for me.
You're a good man.
Yeah. So I went over there, you know, and I was gonna be like, so I just interrupted. I was like, hey, Gavin, how's it going? Not a word. You just walked away. You took your opportunity, you walked away, and left me alone. So then she starts talking to me for 20 minutes.
Wait,
this
so-
annoying girl.
Jordan walks up to you, says hello, and you just walk away.
I don't think I even wanted to naturally progress to the point where I could leave. I think I just saw
Yeah.
someone else, and I was
And
like,
you just, that's the ticket out.
I was
need
like,
to get out
went
of
to the
here.
bar immediately.
Yeah.
So he threw you a life raft, and you just took the life raft and like,
Yeah.
peace out, motherfucker.
So
It was
It
like
was
someone
good stuff.
throws you a life raft, and you yank it, pull them into the ocean, and float away. It was the equivalent of that.
Yeah. Now I'm drowning, and
Yeah.
I need the next person to come save me.
It was like you gave me a ladder, I just flinged it upside down and climbed it. Hey, I appreciate it though.
Yeah. Well.
You're an
you know,
asshole.
I took
No,
one,
no,
I took
she
one
was
of the team.
She was a nightmare.
Yeah. Apparently
she
she'd been.
sucked.
Yeah. She'd been like talking to you for like several trips.
Yeah, I kept getting harassed wherever I went. I went to
Yeah.
bloody Australia, and she was there as well.
Was it Katie?
No, it wasn't.
So one of the other things we should, I guess, mention is that Red vs. Blue Season 11 started
Oh yeah. Hey.
on Friday. And starting next Monday, we'll be sharing Monday nights with Red vs. Blue Season 11.
They announced
Yeah.
who's directing it, right?
Yes.
And by they, I mean us.
Those
The
Red versus
studio.
Blue people.
Yeah, they announced. It's Miles.
Miles. Miles
Breaking
did a
news,
really.
it's Miles.
He did a really cool thing, where
Miles, the guy with the Bane mask, is directing.
he did a lot of. Cause I really love
be a main
long
character.
takes and really long shots. Yeah, look at the Halo 4 guys. They look crazy.
Yeah, they look cool.
It's gonna take some.
So colorful.
It always takes me a while to get used to the looks of every
Yeah,
new
the-
game change.
Halo 3 had a really
Sarge
good
looked
look.
like
but I-
iOS 7 there.
Sarge has
very
been
fun.
Johnny Ived.
Halo is presented by Johnny Ive. I'd like to see that.
Yeah. Did you see that Tumblr of what
Yeah,
if,
that's what I was
what if
thinking
Johnny Ive
of.
did
Things
everything?
designed by Johnny Ive.
Yeah, and it was like the Nike tick, but just like very thinly drawn with a neon background.
Yeah.
But Miles did a bunch of cool, really long takes, which I love. I just love
Yeah.
long takes in movies.
Did
I
you
I
do a
love
lot of those
Tarantino
when
for that
you
reason.
directed Red vs. Blue?
Not really. I was kind of crunched for time.
What a
we
schlem.
were so proud in episode 10 of Red vs. Blue when there's that sidewinder shot where that goes from the inside the base up top and then like the cameraman falls and then like
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
between the guys like it's really cold. I hope we get some action, all of that shit. I remember when we were done with that, we were like, guys, that was amazing. Yeah.
And that was back when you had to walk.
seamless.
Yeah.
It had to be like jump off and you
Yeah.
get a
Yeah,
little
we
bit of
were
lift.
like switching controllers to controllers. We were like,
Yeah.
that was
That was
awesome.
phenomenal.
Back when it was more like real filmmaking, where
He
there
did-
was
he
like
did
a
it-
challenge in the shot.
Miles did a thing where it's like moving through the canyon and it's got Caboose talking to someone and then it carries on. and then it's Caboose again talking. It's like a passage of time, but in the same shot. I
that's
thought
cool.
it was a really nice,
That's clever.
really cool touch. It was a good episode.
Yeah.
I'm excited about the season.
Halo
I'm
sounds
excited
fun.
that, honestly, I'm excited I work at Rooster Teeth and I know nothing about it.
Yeah, I'm dumb. I ask questions all
You're
the
like
time.
you're
I'd rather
watching
just-
it.
No, yeah, it's just like when I was a fan again. It's
Oh.
like
Yeah.
every episode is a new one to watch.
So Gus, how much dialogue have you recorded so far?
I've
Are they doing
recorded-
it episode by episode, or is it more of a?
I've recorded through episode 3 at this point.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. And
How's
then like I
Simmons?
think, yeah, that's it.
Simmons doing pretty good. Is he
Yeah.
okay?
I told him that this season I am not going to say yes sir anymore. That they only can use 10 seasons worth of Simmons saying yes sir. I was like, I'm sure I've said it enough different ways that you can find me saying it the way you want already.
There's going to be people picking them out. Like, oh, the season 11, that's from season 4, episode
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
Wasn't that like Krusty the Clown walked into a
That's
sound
the joke I
recording?
make every time I go in to record Simmons lines. Every time, you can ask Miles. Every time I go into the mic, I go, hey, one more for audio. Hey.
It's really funny.
There you go.
You make a lot of Simpsons jokes
It's-
when you're in the booth.
Yeah,
I noticed.
It's the Malibu Stacy episode
Yeah, that's
of
right.
of The Simpsons.
yeah, I remember.
So do you have a brother that can record all your dialogue for you, like Tom Hanks style?
No.
No. Do you know about that?
Tom Hanks.
So all the Toy Story like Woody figures, oh,
Oh,
there's a
that's not
snake
Tom
in my
Hanks?
boot. It's Tom Hanks' brother.
Really?
He does all the dialogue for that
I
stuff.
had no idea about
Yeah.
that. Well, they did that in Red vs. Blue with Jason.
yeah.
No, really?
Yeah.
There
Nick.
was a power outage in New York where Jason was, and Nick did the lines for that episode.
Really?
Nobody batted an eyelid.
It was,
and it was
uh,
actually the funniest line that Tucker had that entire season.
It was season 1, or was this season 2?
think it was like 2.
He's talking to Caboose. He's like, "Sorry, I can't hear you over all the constant team killing or something." It was really good. It was
Oh,
like
so
a
it
really
was season 2, yeah.
yeah. It was it's season 1, wasn't it?
Fight.
No, because maybe it
He
was
killed
Nerds.
Chuck in episode 8.
yeah.
Dorks. Get a room.
6.
No, I think it was 8.
In season 2, episode 6, it was clearly.
There you go. He hits the one bone twice, but he makes 2 different notes. Are we to believe this is some kind of magic xylophone? I told you I've got all the Simpsons references. The first 10 seasons of The Simpsons, I got it down pat.
Jesus.
My favorite is like in the Galaxy Wars episode when everyone's excited and it turns out to be so shitty.
Oh.
And Comic Book Man comes out and goes, "Worst Galaxy Wars ever. I will only see it 6 more times today."
Oh,
I love that.
All right, well, we're about time to wrap it up. Are you an Ant-Man fan? Okay. Apparently Katie's an Ant-Man
really?
fan. She's tweeting about it. I just read
gosh.
it.
God.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man can make others big and small too. He's an environmental scientist and created a tiny jail to keep the bad guys in. Gosh.
Gosh, don't you know?
He rehabilitates the bad
Why didn't you
guys.
just stamp on them?
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're ants, just step on
Yeah,
them.
there
Get a
you go.
magnifying glass.
Bung them.
That's
What a dweeb!
what's his weak power? Like, what's the thing he's weak against? Magnifying glasses? He's like, no!
Spider webs.
The great thing is though, he could buy a really tiny plot of land to live on and just have one of those ant farms and just like
Yeah.
shrink down into it and be like, live a life of
Until
luxury.
some 8-year-old grabs it and shakes it.
Yeah. And then he busts out and shrinks the kid and puts the kid in his pocket.
Okay, well, let's get out of here.
My God.
So thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back on Wednesday with an episode of The Patch, and then next Monday with another episode
Where are we
of
going
Rooster
for
Teeth
bevs?
Podcast. I gotta go to work.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. So, bye.
Peace out. Bye, Internet.
Bye now.
Mm-hmm.